What do you want? Well, like, here's the question. Here's what I would ask Anti-Hero. What the fuck do you want? You already got what you wanted. You were making fucking nothing until you called out Tim.
All right. Mike Nickel, welcome to the podcast.
Yep.
Yeah,
we met at the T-ball.
Yes. Where were we?
Yeah. Just quick catch up. Born first, probably third of my life living in New York. Yeah. Like I said, my dad committed suicide when I was young, probably about 12. And the things that had allowed me to do, as far as like be able to help get people who were super important to me, like my friends and stuff in high school that had to deal with a similar thing. I had two of them that mainly went through that, and able to kind of just know what they needed at when they needed it, space, or if it was like Jared was a neighbor, right?
Was he the guy at the birthday party?
Yeah. So he was a year. Okay. He was a year older than me. He was my neighbor, and me and him for a long time didn't mesh. Didn't get along. And just kind of tragic events had happened, and he kind of knew, like, hey man, if there's one person that I know has been through that, like, it's the kid down the street that I don't get along with. And so he just kind of like walked down there one day, and we could it happened before school. It happened in the morning, so like we all went to school, but the ambulances, fire trucks, all that were outside the house, and it was like a heart attack. But yeah, so kind of knowing what that kid was going through at such a young age, all differences aside, I was like, hey, I'll be here for you. And he's been one of my best friends ever since. We're going on, I've known that kid and been friends with that kid longer than, half my life. He's one of the most important people in the world to me. He's family. Moved down here, had, first few years was a hard time integrating, especially being from New York. And I went to school.
Where were you in New York? Where did you live at in New York?
Poughkeepsie, yeah. It's upstate, no New York City,
Right.
I'm not, in gangland or anything, but, just kids in class, hear, oh, that kid's from New York. So, I'm automatically like, and I was 4'10" until like my junior year of high school. So I'm like, not only that, but I'm the little kid too. So, that was tough, but that does nothing but, build you up and, kind of, getting shoved around and stuff like that. But kind of turns you into, makes you realize you got to grow up, you got to defend yourself, stuff like that.
But weren't you in martial arts in high school?
Taekwondo, man. Yeah. What is that?
That's okay.
Just enough to learn to get your ass kicked, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. I really started to meet some great people around my freshman year. People took me in. I got father figures out of like my friends' parents and stuff like that. Stepdad was a piece of shit.
Really?
Oh yeah, cheating on my mom. But the one thing that this is probably why I ended up getting married to Victoria is I grew up with a strong woman. Like, he was a piece of shit, but my mom had some fucking hands. My mom was whooping that ass. So. And that was super cool. Like at the time as a kid, you're like, damn, dude, I've seen my mom beat up dudes in traffic,
Jesus.
Truck driver cut her off down here one day, called her the C word. She was like, she followed him through Winston. When he got to his stop, she pulled him out, beat his ass. And she was like, you're not going to call me that in front of my kid.
It's New York.
Yeah, man. But, dude, she was wild. She's cool though. You met her? She was there. Probably quiet, like short blonde lady.
I think so, but I don't think you actually introduced me.
No, I was in the pool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I met Was it Vic's mom?
Vic's mom, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, she was, so mom was super cool. She was like my best friend growing up. She kind of had the rule of, hey, as long as you got good grades, because I know the potential that you have, I don't really, care what you do. Teachers would call her and be like, hey, he's sleeping in class. And she's like, okay. What's his grade? What's he making in there?
Right.
And they're like, well, he's got an A. And she's like, okay, what's the class average? C. Okay, what's the problem? If the kid can sleep through class and retain all the information and, he's not cheating or anything like that,
right.
What's the deal?
You're growing.
Yeah.
Or were you?
Not really. Dude, it's
short
wild.
too, bro.
I was like 4'10".
I've always been short.
4'10", and then I had the most painful summer of my fucking life because I went from 4'10" to like 5'6" by Christmas. So like by the time I got out of my junior year of high school, I'm like 4'10", 5'6" by Christmas time, and then I got stuck at 5'8", but it's probably because I was smoking cigarettes when I was like 13. So yeah,
cool.
But this is all things that are gonna allow me to know the tricks when the girls are growing up. Like, you ain't gonna get shit past me. I tried everything. You can't bullshit a bullshitter, right? I had some good times. My mom never held me back from making sure I had a good time. I learned the hard way though, a lot in a lot of things. Being rambunctious, I was holding on to a friend's car, riding a skateboard. Probably doing 20, 25 miles an hour when I let go fully on the front of it, and boom, face. So, fake teeth, right?
Really?
That's permanent though. So, it's cool. But
God, you had skin rashes everywhere.
The road rash was insane.
Oh.
And the craziest part about it. So the next day, my mom's like, "You're a dumbass." And I'm like, "Okay." And she's like, she calls the dentist and she's like, "Hey, his face is fucked." And they're like, "Okay, well, we can get him in probably this afternoon or tomorrow afternoon." So she called at like the after hours line or whatever. And they said, "We can probably get him in the afternoon."
Uh-huh.
So I wake up in the morning and I think, "Oh man, I got to get to this dentist appointment, right?" Fuck no. I'm in the car going to school. Well, this is crazy, right? So we had fucking hall passes in high school, right? You only get a certain amount, like 4.
Yeah.
My face is fucked, so I'm like, dude, I need water. And every time I went to go get water, and the teachers saw, but I was the class clown, always talking, taking people's attention away. So it was like make an example out of me, right? It's first period, and I use like all 4 hall passes to go get water. Like I'm kind of like in a situation here, We only had 4 periods, so it was maybe like a 2-hour class. But I used all 4 of my hall passes to go, get water, which I thought was a legitimate reason, but whatever. Then 5th time, she's like, "Cool, you get detention." So I said, "I'm going to go to the office. I'm going to call my mom. I'm going to let her know." And so I made that phone call, and mom's like, "What's going on?" I said, "I got detention because I had to leave and get water." And she goes, "They looked at you, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And she was like, she looked at your face and decided that like you had to use a hall pass to get water. And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "I'll be up there in 20 minutes. And she worked probably 35 minutes away here in Greensboro. I went to school in Davidson County. Okay.
Yeah.
Shithole.
Yep.
So she comes up there and she's like, "Where's that bitch at? I'm gonna fuck her up."
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So the principal's like, "What are you fucking talking about?" And she goes, "My fucking kid is his face is fucking broken." And he's like, "Well, I don't even know what he's doing here if it's that dire, right?" And my mom's like, "Well, it's not the school's fault that he fucking did something stupid." She's like, "He's not gonna not learn." Meanwhile, I can't fucking focus anyway. My fucking face hurts, right?
Yeah.
So, I go to the dentist later that day, and the dentist is like, "Oh, how's your day been?" I was like, "Oh, it's been what it is. I got to leave school early." So she goes, "School?" I was like, "Yeah,
No.
And she said, "What the?" She called my mom in there, and she's like, "This kid went to school," and my mom was like, "Absolutely." She goes, "I don't think you can fathom the amount of fucking pain that kid." I didn't know it, but I had like my roots and nerves like fucking hanging out from behind where my teeth were supposed to be.
Miserable.
Yeah. And she's like, "You sent that kid to school?" I was like, "I eat lunch. I just chewed with the side of my mouth,
Savage.
So, but that like. I was allowed to make those mistakes. My mom watched me. She was standing. She was standing in the driveway when I got on the skateboard.
Ugh.
But she asked me, "Are you sure?" I said, "I'm gonna fucking do it. I can do it."
At 20 miles an hour, dude.
No,
that's moving.
So here's how that happened, right?
Well, that's when you hold on to bumpers and they pull you down the street.
No. So
Or you just caught a random car?
Kevin. No, my friend Kevin had this '95 Nissan Maxima.
Yeah.
Right? And he rolled the back window down. And he was like, "Hold a fucking thumb up until you want me to like stay at that speed."
Oh.
Right?
Gotcha.
So I have my thumb up, right? Well, as we're picking up speed, I start to realize, hey, I need my other hand. So I grab the fucking window like this.
Speed wobbles.
Well, I'm grabbing the window like this. So all he's looking back at is my fucking thumb. Because I'm grabbing the window.
Oh, Jesus.
So as I'm starting to get the speed wobble, I'm like, dude, there's grass right there. I'm a fucking dip, But I'm literally at that point. My foot is all the way at the front of the board. So it was like immediately just down.
Oh, no.
So,
Did you fuck your head up at all? I mean, like, so you landed like on your face?
Straight on the face, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Face, shoulder, and like arm. Where
you didn't break anything else?
Nah.
No, just face.
Yeah. Tiny, man. I was tiny. I didn't have shit to worry about, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the kind of mistakes I got to make, jumping off, my friend, me and my friends, that was at the time when Jackass was at his peak. So,
everybody was.
Yeah, we all were like, we had the fucking old camcorder, so let's make our own, right?
Yeah.
Jumping off of houses and ankles breaking and, stuff like that. Parents were there watching the whole thing. But it was like, that is the shit that like, when people were like, oh man, like, how do you end up doing that? I don't know. My mom was cool, bro. My mom was my best. She still is. My mom is one of my best fucking friends. I can, me and her we get to arguing, but I mean, like, at the end of the day, I love that woman,
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I got a sister, yeah.
Okay.
She's super cool too.
Does she live around here? Or?
Yeah, she's in Greensboro.
Oh, she is? Okay.
Yep.
So your whole family came down here from New York?
Yeah. We actually, so grandma was the first one to move, and then all of her kids followed her down.
Nice.
They all ended up usually in, like, they were Rowan County. Grandma moved to High Rock Lake, Rowan County side, High Rock Lake. And all my cousins were down there as well. Family part was dysfunctional, though. All those siblings, my mom and her, they took turns, in rotation of who they're not talking to,
Of course. That's
yeah, it's normal, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, I mean, I don't know. I just kept my head down, made sure I got good grades, and, could have got into any school I wanted to, but I didn't get into the one school. I wanted to go to one school. I wanted to go to Villanova, and that was it.
Really?
If I wasn't going to Villanova, I wasn't going anywhere.
Really?
And so once I realized I wasn't going there, I was like, well, I don't want to go to App and just party my mom's money away or whatever. Like, if my mom's going to take out a student loan for me, I'm not going to fucking go waste it. So,
did you play any sports in high school?
Baseball.
Played baseball.
But,
that's right.
But other than that, no. So out of high school, I was like, I was just hanging out, and I was taking the year off. Right, I'm gonna take the year off. I'm gonna decide what I want to do. I'll go to school a year from now. And I went to a Navy recruiter's office straight out of high school, or straight out, and I was like, once I realized, hey, maybe I don't want to go to school, So I went to talk to a Navy recruiter. I went down to MEPS, took the ASFAB, signed the contract and all that. and I got a tattoo on the back of my leg. And the recruiter at the time was like, "What the fuck is that?" I was like, "What's a tattoo?" He goes, "It's still got the wrapping on it." And I was like, "Yeah."
Was this during the time that you were actually enlisting?
This is.
So
I was
you had
planning. I
already
was planning to go into
enlisted?
the. I was planning to go into the Navy. I had signed like at MEPS.
Oh.
Yeah. So
And
I had
then you
signed,
went and got a
then
tattoo.
and then I got a tattoo. But like, so before you go, the Navy does things called. It's like, I think it's called pulley function or something like that. It's like prior to the Army, like before you go to basic training,
Yeah.
they bring you in a couple times a month to, work you out, make sure, you're not a fat piece of shit before you go.
Right.
So that the first time, and then they saw that and they were like, "Dude, we wear shorts." The Navy has at the time had shorts in their uniform, and they were like, and that tattoo is smack dab in the
Not now.
middle of your calf.
Not now. Right.
And so they ripped up my shit. And at that point, that's when I was like, fuck, what do I do now?
Oh.
Because I was working a dead-end job at fucking Industries of the Blind, I didn't plan on that being my fucking career for sure. And I was like, what do I do now? And I walk out the door and I don't know, this fucking dude in, camo was fucking glowing. He was smoking a cigarette out there. And he's like, "You look like you're not happy." And I was like, "Yeah, man, they just ripped my fucking contract up because I got this tattoo on my leg because of fucking shorts or something."
Oh,
and he was like, "The Army don't give a shit." And I said, "Cool. When can I leave?" And he was like, May. I was like, damn. It was November. And I'm like, damn.
It's a little ways
it's a
out,
long
6
time.
months, or whatever.
And he was like, "All right, well, we'll try to find you something." And then they called me a few weeks later, and I got to leave in March. So, at the time, I was, I got there. I've never really changed as a person. I kind of was the same way the entire time. The first time I get there, I've got it on DVD. There's probably 2 whole minutes of our fucking graduation DVD where I'm just getting yelled at because I'm not.
We're
good.
talking about boot camp.
Yeah, in basic training.
How was basic training? Where did you go?
Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Fort Leonard Wood. Yeah, I know what that is.
So
How was it?
hot. It was fucking hot.
Well, it's been summer, right?
Yeah. And I did 1 station unit training, so it was basic training in AIT straight through. And the the second I get off the bus, man, I've thought, hey man, I've been here, you do your reception, that's where they're giving you all your immunizations. You get all the shots and shit you're gonna need.
Running through like cattle.
Yeah. Yep, you're getting your uniforms,
Right.
You're getting sized for everything.
Yeah.
It's basically like a, hey, get used to not being home place, right?
Yeah.
Do that, and I'm like, I've kept my head down. Fucking, I'm doing it the way that I think I should be doing it.
Right.
This is how I want to be. I want to keep a low profile. Mm-hmm. And I had a buddy of mine who went through. So I was in Alpha Company 787, and I had a buddy of mine.
So explain that. What is that?
It's just like your training battalion. So you have a training battalion. So it was 787 battalion, right? And then you have Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo Company, right?
Okay.
And I had a buddy of mine who went 3 or 4 months ahead of me, and he was in 795. But so when he knew I was going to go in, he started writing me letters and stuff from there. And he was like, "Hey, here's some pointers. Here's some heads up. Do not be center of attention or anything like that." And he was like, "They're going to talk shit about this thing called the shark attack, where you're getting off the bus. They're all going to yell at you and shit."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You got to find your bags, man. That's it."
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So these 4 days I'm sitting in reception and I have these bags in front of me. I got this fucking Sharpie marker. And so I wrote my name on that fucking duffel bag hundreds of times. was the only person that had my fucking name all over that fucking bag. I was like, I'm going to be the first motherfucker to find that bag. That's it. I wanted to be low profile, but I wanted to make sure, like...
Oh, because they throw it, like, into a pile.
They put them in a fucking... It's like a mountain of bags, and you got to find yours. And the one name tag they give you is in, like, a little clear shield on the fucking very bottom. And you write it in pen. So you're like, everybody's pulling bags and just yelling names and shit.
Yeah.
And all I'm looking for is a green bag that's got, like, black shit all over it. Because I wrote that shit in Sharpie everywhere. And, dude, I spotted that thing, and I fucking grabbed it, and I pulled it out, and I went, and I sat there, and that's when it fucking started, man, immediately. They're like, oh, you think you're fucking special, blah, 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 blah. And I was like,
because your bag was all written all over?
Well, I don't know if it was that. I don't know if it was that. I don't know if it was because I was the first one or what, but they were like, are you going to go fucking help your fucking buddies? And I'm like, buddies? I don't know any of those motherfuckers. Fuck them. So now I'm like fucking swarmed by like these drill sergeants. And when you're 18, 19, it's like, okay, it's the first time anybody's really ever crawled my fucking ass, especially when it's like when my mom has, you know, I got yelled at for when I did stupid shit, but I have never been like yelled fucking at. Berated, right? Like you're a dumb motherfucker, blah, 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 right? Yeah. I'm like, fuck you. From that time on, I knew I was having I was going to have a rough fucking go. I was going to have a rough however long, right?
Jesus, Mike.
I was like, man, fuck you, dude. I was like, it's not that serious, you know? Meanwhile, their job is to make it that serious, you know? And, you know, from then on, like, dude, they would be smoking the shit out of me. And
so how was it? Give me a day. Give me one day.
That fucking day.
From the fucking day. From the time you weekend. From the time you go to bed.
From the time you go to bed,
and then when you wake up to who? Them screaming and yelling.
You wake up.
What time?
So
are we
usually
talking? 4 a.m.
Yeah. So in the basic training part, AIT is a little different. AIT they give you a time to get up and all that other shit.
So it's
but in basic training, it's you wake up. They kick the fucking door in whenever they want to. Most of half the time they'll fucking come in there. You've been asleep for 20 minutes. You're exhausted. You're fucking dead. You think you've been asleep for 4 hours. Come to find out. You know, when they play the fucking taps or whatever at the end of the day and you're going to bed, you think you've been asleep for 4 hours. So they'll fuck with
you in the middle of the night?
Oh, dude, they come in there, get the fuck up. We're doing locker inspections. You open up your fucking locker, and then they go, all right, guys, go back to bed.
Did you ever have a 8-hour night?
A few times, but, I mean, that's just like, it's training. I mean, so absolutely. It's like when you do, like, night fire is a whole training exercise.
I've always wondered about the nighttime because there's a lot of videos of, you know, you can watch them going through basic during the day. Mm-hmm. You know, like you can watch, like, you know, the SEALs and stuff like that. Like they're hell weak and all that stuff. Right. But I'm saying, like, at night, they never talk about what happens at night. They're like, I'm thinking, well, at least they're in bed by 9 and then they're probably up by 4. So they still get like maybe like a solid 8 hours. No. And so that's what I thought.
No, I
always wondered, I was like, why would they let these motherfuckers who are training get a full 8? You know what I mean? Like,
I think everything there has a fucking purpose.
I mean, now
and that's
I
one
don't
thing
know.
they teach you. That's one thing they teach you.
Yeah,
And I will say, when I got out, you heard some of these things about like the kids that are coming in, and they're like, "Oh, I had my phone the entire time." We had to do fucking challenges to see if our platoon got phone privileges that week.
Yeah. No, I mean, my brother-in-law just went through basic, and I'm pretty sure he could check his freaking Facebook.
Yeah. But
Navy.
Well, when we got our phone privileges, if you had a smartphone or whatever, you know, you could check when they gave you your phone for the 15 or 30 minutes or whatever.
Well, actually, I don't think
so. We were I
might be wrong about that.
Our company was the Alpha Gators, right? So we would do these things called the Gator Challenge, and if your platoon, it would be like carry these. You're gonna do like a full squad of kids. Right. Is going to grab these fucking water jugs, and then you've got to run around this half-mile track, and then you tap in the next guy. He grabs the jugs and runs around. Whatever squad it gets picked by your platoon, if they win, you guys get your phone for like 30 minutes. Dude, it was little wrinkles like that made it super fucking fun, but you were like, I need that fucking phone tonight, you know? I've got a girl back home. I've got to fucking talk to her, or I got to
So
talk
was
to
it
my
one
mom.
phone or everyone got their phone?
You got your phone.
Oh, okay.
You would, when you get there, you put all your shit in a box,
Right.
At reception, you put all your shit in a box, and then reception hands it off to your drill sergeants or whatever and all that shit. So, but everything has a purpose, man. And it's like, it's almost like autism level. Like when you're fucking first getting there, they make you hold your fucking cups like this. You get 1 cup of milk and 1 cup of water to eat with your meal, right? And you get 2 fucking minutes to eat, but you got to eat that and drink these 2 fucking things, right? But you have to hold your cups like this. And it's like, man, what the fuck am I doing? I look like a retard. I thought I was in the fucking army. Like, what is this? This is
What? Like, I don't understand.
like
so
you're
when
just
you're
hold-
walking,
It's like
with
it's like those red plastic
Yeah,
Coca-Cola cups.
Yeah.
You're walking with your cups like this.
Okay, where? Like in
Through,
line?
through the chow hall. Yeah.
Okay.
Like you go up to the drink machine, you get your fucking
Right.
drinks, you set them down at the table, right?
Right.
But the purpose behind that is it's teaching you, like, the way that they tell you is it's like, okay, well, now when you have to go to grenade practice in 3 weeks, which you don't know, you're just sitting there, you're doing this fucking thing for 3 weeks. Then you get on the grenade range where they're teaching you to throw grenades, and they're like, you're about to have fucking live grenades in your hands, okay? Hold those motherfuckers like this so we can see them at all times.
Do you think
And you're
that's
like,
why they did that?
No, that's 100% why. And then they tell you afterwards, hey, guys, you want to know why we've been making you hold your fucking cups like that? Is so when you got there and we asked you to hold something like this for probably, however long it takes us to get down the line, there might be 5 or 6 kids. If you're the last kid to fucking go, you're just like this, So
Right.
they're like,
Okay,
that's
I see.
why.
Yeah.
That's why. It's teaching you to just fucking hold that thing like we told you to. Now, when I ask you to do that, you didn't second guess that shit not one time, did you? Nope.
Right.
It's just the robot shit.
So when you hold a grenade like this, what are they trying to implement? Is it just so that you can see?
So you
the
can see it.
pin and
You can see it, and you make
everything?
sure you've got everything right there in front. Because if not, like,
Okay.
I mean,
It's a fucking grenade, dude.
and a grenade is not like the fucking movies. Let's be clear about that.
Right.
It's it's got like I think it's got a maximum
but when
effective
you have
range of
a bunch of fucking
you're holding 2 of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're holding 2 of them. So it's got a maximum effective range of maybe I don't know, 5 meters or something like that. I don't remember that shit, but I threw grenades maybe 4 fucking times in
Really?
in 10 and a half years. Trust. It wasn't
Well,
fun.
I mean, like,
it
how-
wasn't fucking fun. It's not like once you realize that it doesn't blow up like you think it would, you're like, oh, fuck this. Yeah, when somebody's like, and that's what's, yeah. So it's crazy because you're like,
Let
when
me
they're
hear
like,
your best grenade sound. Ready, go. What the fuck is that, dude?
Yeah. That's what that's what it sounds like pretty much when you're like, you're like, oh,
I just
fuck.
wish I could own one.
You're like,
just-
oh, fuck, I'm going to get
just
to throw a
have
grenade.
one. I just want one.
Maybe like those kind
like
are cool.
those are
They're not
sick.
like that anymore.
But that, I don't even know what
They're
that
not like
is,
that
to be
anymore.
honest
It's
with
like
you.
a
Does it
fucking-
It's I got that. It's like a paperweight.
No, yeah, but like they don't make a grenade that looks like that anymore.
No,
It's a fucking
they're like little round.
it's a
things.
fucking basopall with a
Yeah.
with a fucking
Like
thing
a
on the
little
top
pin.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so
So-
you can throw them.
Yeah. So but still, it's like
Excuse me.
when you realize that it's like that anticlimactic and they're like, who wants to throw a grenade? Fucking not me. I'd rather sit here in the shade. I'd rather sit here in the shade than do that.
All right, so tell us how you throw a grenade, if you remember.
Just fucking you pull the
Pull
pin
the pin.
straight out.
Why do they throw it like
Fucking
over
duck,
the head
'cause
like
you,
that?
so you can duck down.
Duck
Right?
down.
You could yeah, I mean you just fucking I mean when
Because you
you're
don't want to like.
dude, like I said, I've never done anything
point-
spectacular, so I'm not throwing grenades at like fucking insurgents or anything.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
only throwing them on a range. Like I said, I threw grenades like 3 or 4 times. Nothing.
You weren't Shrek.
I was never Shrek. Shrek's a good guy though. Cool.
Oh,
guy.
he's a
great
bad
guy.
motherfucker.
That's a bad motherfucker, man.
So you're more like Tim Kennedy.
I never claimed greatness, man.
Right, which is good.
If anything, I was the biggest.
I'm glad.
If anything, I was a piece of shit.
No,
for real.
No,
When
well,
I
it's
look
good
when I look
because
back at it though,
this is awesome.
when I look back at it though, I'm like,
least you're
I had a
honest.
good time.
Yeah.
And I made sure I had a good time. And my bunk buddy was from Queens, New York. His name was Gabriel Morales. And he fucking hated me and loved me at the same time. Because I made sure, I was like, dude, your battle buddy basically the entire time is the person you bunk with, right? Top bunk, bottom bunk, that's your fucking battle buddy. And he would be so fucking mad because they'd be smoking the shit out of me. tell them push for doing something. I said something wrong, or I didn't address them in the correct customs and courtesy. I didn't call you fucking yes drill sergeant or something. I said, yeah, what's up? And the next thing I know, I'm fucking pushing, and I'm laughing the entire time. And they're like, dude, you don't understand. You're gonna be pushing until you stop laughing. And I can't fucking help it. I'm having a good fucking time.
That's
dude.
awesome.
You've got to understand. I'm getting paid, fed all day.
Yeah.
I'm doing cool shit. I'm shooting guns.
Yeah.
I'm in the best physical shape of my life. I was a fucking 180 pounds when I graduated basic training, dude. I'm 155 right now. I couldn't imagine how good I would feel with 25 more pounds on me.
Push-ups you were doing, and sit-ups,
push-ups, sit-ups, runs, carrying,
testosterone's
the
like through the roof.
Yeah.
God,
great time. It was
bet.
fucking so fun.
I
But
bet.
he hated it at that moment. But he hated me at that moment when we were sitting there pushing.
Yeah.
But he was like, dude, when we got done and I'm laughing and we're having a good time, everybody's like, man, my day was fucking boring. And I'm like, mine wasn't. And he's like, damn, dude, you know what? Now that you think about it, yeah, not really. We were fucking off.
Right.
But
And
man,
what year was this that you went through?
2000.
MEPS? You call it MEPS?
Yeah,
Basic
2011.
2011. God.
So we were like,
Well, how
I
old
don't
are
even
you, Mike? How old are you?
2011. I
When
was,
were
I
you
was
born?
19.
What year?
92. So
You
I
were
was
born
I was
92.
19. I was 19.
Damn, bro.
And
You barely made the millennial cut, dude.
I know.
You almost went into a whole other group of people.
Oof. Could have been bad. But
Yeah.
no, man, I had a great fucking time. And I'm telling you what, like, that's the one thing when my mom got to come watch me graduate. Every fucking drill sergeant there was like, where is your family at? And I said, she's right there. And they went up there, and my mom said, I heard. She goes, she saw their names on their fucking dress blues, and she's like, I got letters about you, motherfucker, and they're like, now we know where he gets it from. But like, when they got to watch the graduation video, like 2 minutes of it is me getting fucking yelled at.
Really?
Right? Dude, my platoon, we had to do like this, we did drill and ceremony, right? Where we marched and did this thing, and we did like the cadence counts and all that other shit, right? They did this whole thing centered around how much I got fucking smoked, right? While I was there. It was fucking, but it was, I made sure I had a great time, but I was like, I got it. I retained everything.
Yeah.
I made sure what they couldn't say was I didn't want them to say, well, yeah, you fucked around and you're a shit ass shot. You can't shoot worth the fuck. Sorry. I always shot expert. Actually, that's a lie. I shot expert, but for the first probably 9 iterations of grouping and zeroing on the range when we're first learning our rifle, for the first 9 iterations, I couldn't hit the fucking paper not one time.
Are you in like iron sights at that point? Or when you first started
So you do iron sights. You do iron sights. In AIT, you get a scope. In AIT, you either get, depending on like if you were your platoon, if you were in your platoon, you were a squad leader, you got like an ACOG. Everybody else got like red dot, right?
Right.
So of course I got a red dot. They were never gonna let me have any kind of responsibility like that. But
so what was your original MOS that you were going in for? What was your MOS?
I wanted to do CAV. I ended up doing MP.
Okay. Gotcha.
So
what do they call that? That 13 Bravo? What do you?
13 Fox is what I wanted to do. Yeah. I ended up being 31 Bravo.
31 Bravo.
31 Bravo. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
shout out to all the 31 Bravos out there.
Dude, it was cool. It was super cool, man. And like you got to do, like what I saw there was like, they were like, when they were talking to me about options, because when I was like not getting that job, they were like, well, let's show you other options and shit. And they were like, dude, with the MPs, you can still do airborne. You can still do air assault if you want. It's still technically a combat MOS. So you're, able to do like the cool guy schools, which I'm not gonna lie, that was my goal. Never got to do it, but that was a goal of mine. But they were like, dude, K9 school.
Ooh, that'd be
You could be a K9. And I was like, which would be reclass to 31 kilo. All you got to do is go to K9 school. And I was like, dude, that would be fucking super cool.
That would be sick.
Sign me up for that. And so I went. And then they were like, not to mention, it was like one of the longer basic and AITs. I think I was there for a total of 7.5 months or something.
This was at
Missouri, at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
right. Okay, but
And then
this is when you were going to do the canine unit.
No. This is when I was going into. This is when they were. That's how they talked me into being an MP.
Oh, okay.
When I wasn't getting that job, I didn't want to do infantry.
Yeah.
I didn't. That. I didn't want to be a bullet sponge or anything like that. Like I said, but they were telling. But like when I was like dejected, kind of from not getting the Cav spot, I was like, okay, what could I do? And so they were like just trying to amp me up. At least they didn't offer me fucking cook or something like that, But anyway, for the first 9 iterations on the group in 0, dude, I couldn't even hit the fucking paper. And I had this one drill sergeant. Her name was Drill Sergeant Smith, and she was a badass, bro. She probably could have beat any male drill sergeant's ass there. Like, dude, she had the Coors Light Mountains tattooed on her fucking arm and shit. Like she was just and she sits down next to me, and like, well, they pulled me off the range and they pulled me to the side and they were like, dude, if you can't fucking figure this out, you're gone.
Really?
And they said, is it who's sitting next to you? And I was like, no, because Drill Sergeant Baker, out of all of them, probably hated my ass the most, but I respected him more than any of the others because he shot it to you fucking for real.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, dude. I was like, no. I said, that's not why. I said, nobody's intimidating me or anything like that. And Drill Sergeant Smith goes up to him, and she's like, get the fuck out of here. I'm going to handle this kid for a minute. And she's like, I'm going to sit next to you. And she was like, I'm going to have you fucking shit hot by the time you get out of here. And I said, okay, cool. She sits next to me, and she goes, now don't be a fucking pussy. Put 3 fucking shots like this so you can go down to the qualifying range. I want you to get the fuck away from me as fast as possible. And I was like, oh, okay.
And what were you shooting?
That was my M4.
M4. Okay.
Yeah. Gotcha. So I'm like, what the fuck, right? Dude, the first 3 tries of her sitting next to me, I could put those things in a dime.
Oh shit.
We're taking the cattle truck to down the street to the qual range, and some dude from second platoon drill sergeant is like, how the fuck did you manage to not hit shit to go to this? Were you just fucking trying to waste my ammo? And I was like, no, dude. I swear to God. I said, she just kind of called me a puss. And fucking, I was like, yeah, I don't want that, man, Yeah. And so, but ever since then, they knew what they had, man. I was like, I was gonna get under, like, they had to make an example of me on everything, because if you didn't, like, everybody else would just become a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. But that's just kind of how I operated. And then, but I got through it, passed all my shit that I needed to pass.
So back up to when you're getting qualified, like what are the classifications of, you get different levels of qualification? Like you said, expert is.
So you have like, marksman.
What's the basic marksman? And then it goes to
intermediate.
Okay.
I think, and then expert.
Expert. Okay. So you have different levels, and then is there something past that? Like
the way that works is they're pop-up targets. You're on a range, and there will be targets at 50 meters, 100, 150 to 200, right?
Right.
But you've also got to do different iterations. You're shooting from the prone. You're shooting from the prone supported, prone unsupported.
Gotcha.
The kneeling, and shit like that. And I think, don't hold me to it, but I think it's like 23 to 30 is considered intermediate. If you hit 23 out of the 40 targets, 23 to 30 targets out of 40 is intermediate, but you got to hit a minimum of 23.
All right.
30 to 36 is intermediate, I'm sure. So 20 to 23 is marksman, 30 to 36 or 35 is intermediate, and then 36 to 40 is expert. I think I hit the first time I got like right at it.
Nice.
Barely.
Now you have to shoot
like 23. I got 23. Like I got right at it.
Like what does that mean? Like on the target? So is it like
you just got to knock it down?
4-inch hole. Oh, you just got to knock it down.
You just got to knock the fucking thing down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just got to knock it down. That's it.
Gotcha. So it's just like a little.
It's pressure. So as soon as it feels pressure go through it, boom, down.
Down. Okay.
You just got to knock it down. I think the first try I got like fucking marksman by the skin of my ass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then by the time we got out of basic, I was just like, man, I want my mom to be proud of me. I want to have the fucking, I want, because on your dress blues you have like your marksman qualification badges, right? So
Gotcha.
you would have one, like you had the rifle and the pistol.
Okay.
Because the MP side, the sidearm for an MP is the M9, which when I was going through was the Beretta.
Okay.
Which that's super easy. You're shooting from fucking like 15 feet.
Yeah.
So I already had expert on that first go.
Gotcha. And so can you get more pins inside of boot camp or
no? I mean,
is
unless
it just like everybody's
unless you get something,
so you get the marksman and the pistol in boot camp.
You get that like as soon as you qualify for anything.
Oh,
you still,
okay.
But like you don't have a rack or anything. You got your basic 3 medals. Your fucking
which are important.
Global War on Terror that everybody gets just for signing up, and then there's like 2 others. But unless you did something like phenomenal in basic, you might get like an ARCOM or something maybe.
Yeah,
Army Commendation Medal I think is what that is. But I didn't have to worry about getting that. So So I was like, man, when my mom comes, I want her to see my fucking dress uniform to look nice. I want it, but I want her to see that like.
What camo pattern were you then in that year?
That was that was that ugly ass fucking, you blended in with
the
gravel.
3D one.
The gravel. Gray. It was like gray digital.
3D digital.
Yep.
God.
Where the fucking pockets were Velcro.
Who's the person?
How stealthy is that Velcro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Who comes up? I wonder who the fuck.
Like, so you had Velcro pockets, but you had the button down. No, you had a zip up. No, you had a zip up and Velcro top too.
Yeah, I wonder if they still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, they still do the Velcro top, but you have buttons now on the pant pockets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you have zippers on the. So they went back to like more of. I got issued before I got out. I got issued the regular camo, like the green shit. I don't know what the fuck they call it.
Which is one of my favorite, like army camo. That's what you think, army green.
Yeah. Not as dark though. Not as dark though. What they had in the fucking.
My favorite one is the Desert Storm camo pattern. I don't have one.
My favorite.
It almost looks like the duck camo.
My favorite is the. My favorite is the. Well,
I love that.
My
the jungle one.
My 2 favorites are.
But the 3D's the terrible.
The white camos, the snow camos.
Yeah, those
are
sick.
Shit.
Those
All
are
right,
dope.
that's the shit. But you can't top that.
But the
white
3D,
camos. Sick.
The 3D shit. What is that? That's like the worst.
The digitized shit.
It's the worst camo I've ever seen.
It was awful.
It's horrible.
Yeah, you can't. You're not fucking blending in with shit.
No, it's terrible.
Especially especially when you're fighting in the fucking desert.
Do
right?
That. They had
but
it down.
That was for here though. Is so you could. I guess it's so you could blend in with the motor pool, because when you got deployed, you got your fucking.
Fucking look
you
like
got your
you
combat.
Like
you got your combat
you
uniforms.
look like
I don't
you
even
play
think,
Minecraft.
Yeah, but the
that was one of the worst camo patterns.
I think it was. I thought like the World War II, like pinks and greens were super cool too. Like practically going to war in a suit.
Yeah,
fuck yeah, it's business, baby. You know what I'm saying? But no.
Well, so if you went down, I mean, they just bury you looking good.
Yeah. I mean? Yeah. So it's, but So I just wanted her to be proud of me, and so I made sure when I get.
And she was.
She was.
Everybody was.
Super
dude.
proud of me. Yeah. My aunt.
It's a big deal.
My aunt came.
I think it's pretty. I think it's a scary thing, right? For a young kid who
it's scary for
graduates, and it is in a way because it is, it for sure is, but it's like it's a pretty big decision at a young age to be like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into boot camp. I'm with total strangers. It's kind of you see guys that are like go in and it's like they come out. They're just a little different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you went from a boy to a man.
Well, my mom thought,
yeah. God, I wish I would have went, man. Like I tried, but the tattoo thing, I had this little tiny cross tattoo right here, man. And I went in the Navy recruiter, and he's like, man, I couldn't. And I had a friend of ours, who was a SEAL, and he was like, I haven't talked to him in a long time, but he was a former SEAL, and he was good friends with my dad, and we still kept in contact after my dad passed away. And but he's like, dude, I can probably like get that to, kind of go away
waiver
in
type
a sense,
thing.
and like, I was just like, man, I'll be honest. I just kind of like
I don't wanna
gave
be
it
special.
up. Yeah, because I was always I wanted to be in the Navy. That was my kind of the way I wanted to go.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I would like to, on my head, I was like, fuck,
Navy's always at the beach, baby.
I'd like to try out for some type of special forces stuff. Like I was always like, you know what I mean? I was always super interested in it, but there's no way I could have cut it. Probably no, not then. Like I was not in my head. I thought it was, but it was like now that I know guys that are. And what they went through, I'm like, yeah, you guys are much more savage than me.
Like, I mean, I know friends that went. I have friends that went through some shit, and I'm like, dude, you're a way bigger fucking man. I don't know if I'd have fucking been able to handle that shit. I probably would have. I probably would have put something through my fucking head. You know what I'm saying? But
man,
that's some of that stuff, dude. Some of the stuff that like that I have friends that went through, like and that's all their shit. But
so you graduate, you get out of boot camp.
So I graduate.
Going to MIT school. Is that what they call it? AIT. Sorry. So you get out and you go to AIT school.
Actually, I didn't graduate with basic training when you went to OSIT, which is one station unit training, which is basic and AIT together. You don't.
So boot camp's incorporated together.
There's no break.
So you
do your soldier thing where you go through. You fucking do your 10 or 12-mile ruck march. Then you do your night fire where you're fucking low crawling through the field while they're shooting over your head and shit. Then the next day.
That's sick. Did you guys have fun doing that?
That was a blast.
Oh, God. That looks so much fun.
Thank God nobody stood up, though. Was
it real live fire?
Yeah. Tracers are going over.
Has anybody ever been killed doing
I don't know. Probably. People die in training accidents all the time.
Yeah. Jesus, that's savage.
I mean, but,
Were they throwing grenades and shit?
No.
Cracking off.
No, it was literally just.
Heavy armor?
No, it was fucking. It was a bunch of turrets with like 240 Bravos on them. They're just shooting 7.62. Probably, and honestly, even if you stood up, you're probably not. It's probably 8 or 10 feet, so you don't have to worry about it anyway. But either way, you're fucking down there.
The fuck
you're down there on the ground, making sure like I'm not even taking any chances.
Fuck this.
But no, the main reason I feel like I had some making up to do with my mom was because when I found out that she was pissed off at me for going.
Oh, she didn't want you to go.
No, she didn't want me to go. Oh. And I said, all right. So when I'm down there signing my fucking paperwork for everything, they're like, who you want to give your life insurance to? I was like, my buddy Jared. My mom didn't give up. I said, my mom's so fucking mad at me for coming. I said, if something happens, I don't want her to get any of it. So give it to my friend Jared.
How much was it?
I don't know. Fucking
50,000.
Probably maybe 25, just enough to put you in the ground or something. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Who knows?
God.
You're not paying attention. You're not paying attention to any of that shit.
Bro, are these the same ones you had left here last time?
I brought another bag.
Yeah, give me a couple of fresh ones though. These ones are I don't know. Are the organic ones?
They're from Trader Joe's, man. Cause fuck. But anyway, so yeah, then we do that. Then we did all the MPs. We did all the MP school shit.
They wrecked me.
Had a good time. And I get out and get out of that.
Did you get deployed?
Later. Way later.
So where was your first station? Fort Leonard Wood?
Yeah. And then...
You stayed there?
Yep. And then I went to...
Where's Fort Leonard Wood close by? I know where it is.
It's close to St. Louis.
That's right.
Yeah, it's like in Missouri. So it's...
Yeah.
It's not close to St. Louis. It's probably an hour and a half away from St. Louis.
Kind of. Yeah.
Middle of fucking nowhere. But
yeah.
Super cold in the winter, super hot in the summer, right? Mm-hmm. So from there, I go... and I come back and I go into the Guard. And
what do you mean you go in the Guard?
The National Guard. I came back and was a part-timer.
So
I did my deployments and all that stuff. Or I did
how many years were you actually in the Army? Was it 3 years?
3.
So you stayed there.
Yeah. And then so after I get to Durham, so I'm in the 30th HBCT, Heavy Brigade Combat Team. There's a small MP detachment there, and that's where I first met like guys that I fucking really like kind of meshed with. Mm-hmm. Like, because it was part-time, man, and I feel like I had the attitude for a part-timer. Like I probably belonged there, right?
Why do you say that?
I needed to have a regular job and not have the Army be my job. I just didn't have the temperament. I didn't have the thing in me to say, hey, you know what? Like, I can make it and I can eventually be high ranking here in the Army. You know what I'm saying? Like, part-time kind of fit me better. I got to be home with my friends. I got to fuck off.
Yeah.
And then I could go do that shit and have fun once a month and then for a couple weeks out of the year.
All right, get these things away here.
And then so like I got to do that, and that was where I started to meet people that I fucking really meshed with. That became, you know, good friends of mine, and trying to think. I don't think I ever did anything besides just like AITs, you know, just training.
Well, I mean, besides, excuse me, what were you doing for a job? Like your day job?
I was working for an environmental company. I was actually working for the environmental company that my mom worked for.
Out in Durham?
No, I was here in Greensboro. My unit was in Durham.
Okay.
So I only had, and
I only reported to them once a month?
Once a month, and then for like 2 or 3 weeks out of the year for AIT. So there was like, that unit was super cool because being that they were like part of like, we were a small detachment in the headquarters company of like a combat brigade, right?
Okay.
So like it's the 30th Brigade, they called it like the Dirty 30 or whatever. But we got to do cool shit there. We always went to Fort Bragg for our AITs, and you know, we would set up everything there, and we would get to go do the cool mounted gunnery. So we would do like my first 2 summers, I was the like the gunner, like the 50 cal gunner on the mounted Humvees and shit. Cool. So I got to do cool shit like that. Like that's what I wanted, man. Right. I wanted the fun part of it without having to. Right. I didn't want the day-to-day shit, you know?
Yeah.
So if I'm not mistaken, I didn't do any state active duty through them.
You didn't get you didn't, meaning like if you get called to like a storm
like that,
or
right?
Like
I didn't do anything with the 30th Brigade. And then I think maybe 2 years into that, they took a detachment from there, and those guys went to Kuwait. I didn't go, but they went to Kuwait. And that was where a good buddy of mine named Burke split off. He went on that Kuwait deployment. And then while they were on that, they turned that headquarters company into an engineer battalion. So now they're dispersing everybody, right? You're going to go here, 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 and here. So this small MP detachment that I like loved all those guys, you know, went away. And they divided us up across these things. And that's when I ended up at the 514th MP company out of Winterville, down in Greenville, North Carolina, near ECU.
Yeah.
And I got there, and looking back on it now, I had a platoon sergeant there that, like, now I know why he treated me the way he did. He was a dick, 100%. Yeah. But like I said, now hindsight's 2020. I've grown up, you know. I like look back now and I'm like, wow, dude, I probably could have been in that dude's circle, you know, and had, you know, all the fun they had if I'd have treated him with probably a little bit more respect.
Yeah. You were just goofing off.
Yeah. I was just like, it's not even just that. It's like, I couldn't get back into it, you know? Like, I couldn't go from Monday to Friday of, hey,
right,
I'm this person Monday through Friday, and then for Saturday and Sunday, oh, yes, Sergeant, you know, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I was the same, like, if I didn't feel like fucking something was if something sounded a little fucked up, I was like, dude, you're not fucking fooling anybody. That sounds fucking stupid and sounds like a waste of goddamn time. So that's not what I'm here to do. And, you know, so sure as shit.
You guys butted heads a lot.
That dude fucking hated me, and rightfully so. Like, that dude had every right to fucking hate me.
Yeah. And he was what was his rank?
He was a sergeant first class. He was my platoon sergeant.
And what were you at the time?
Private, first class, maybe.
And what?
No. Specialist. Yeah. No, I'd been in that. That was at like 5 years. Yeah. So, so I was a specialist there. But I knew, I was like, I'm not picking up any fucking rank with my attitude. You know, I'm just not. Especially so. Like anyway, where things kind of came to a head with me and him was we were doing an AIT down in Charlotte, North Carolina. We were at Matsu, which Military Ocean Terminal, Sunny Point or something like that, right?
Is that in like Jacksonville down there or something?
No, it's in Charlotte. No, we were staying at an armory in Charlotte, and yeah, so it was like it's Cherry Point, right? It's like where it's where they have all the like they keep all the ammunition and shit for the Marine Corps or whatever down there, I guess.
Oh,
I don't know. We're just riding around in trucks,
right?
You know? And I had a friend's wedding that I had to go to, and it was agreed on before I went that I was going to go the night before, and I was going to come back the day after. And so we'd made it through a week of like this shit, and then manning started getting a little low because, you know, shit always happens. Mission changes a little bit. You know, we got to go take guys here. Oh, they want to see our guys out here. So we're going to go fucking show around that we're out there, you know, whatever. Go to a fucking school or something. I don't know.
So you're driving around in Humvees?
These are just regular security trucks.
Okay.
So.
And you're in uniform.
Like Tacomas, right.
But you're in uniform.
Yeah.
Having a rifle.
We had just sidearms.
Okay, just like
we were just
pistols.
Okay. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But you know, with the manning going down, it was kind of like, hey, pick guys to fill in here, and here. You know,
what's the manning? What do you mean?
Like manning means like, hey, we need 40 guys on rotation, whatever. Pick a number, 20, 30, 40 guys on a rotation at all times to be doing the job. Then the other guys are back resting, and then you know whatever. So. But when they were starting to split people off to do other things, that meant people had to cover down. Well, I come off a day shift, and we're all getting ready to come in and eat. And he grabs me. And he's like, hey, you need to go back out with the night shift guys. And I'm like, okay. Cool, whatever. That night ends. And I come back, and I'm walking back in the door to get breakfast. And he's like, here's your plate. You got to go back out with your platoon. And I was like, what? I said, dude, I've been working for 24 fucking hours. And he goes, what, are you going to leave your guys a fucking guy short? Well, that's fucked up. And I'm like, okay, fucking whatever. So I'm starting to freak out because now not only that, but like I have to leave in like 14 fucking hours to drive back here for this fucking wedding. Right?
No shit.
I got to go do a 12-hour shift. And then I've got to drive. Like, I had to drive my personal vehicle down there. That way I could get back home.
Right.
So now I've got to drive back home. And I haven't slept. So, like, I woke up. It might have been the other way around. We might have started on night shift. I was up that morning. I stayed up, went and did night shift. They put me on a day. And then I had to go do another night. And I was going to leave the following morning. I was going to leave that morning. Right. And so I'm like, dude, what the? And I'm starting to freak the fuck out. And I'm like, what am I going to do? And at that point, that's when other people started to realize, like, somebody that ended up becoming like a really good friend of mine. I still see him all the time. Sergeant Kirchhoff was even like, dude, that's kind of fucked up.
So was he doing it on purpose?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He just fucking hated me.
Okay.
And he didn't want me to leave.
Right.
He didn't, like, I made an agreement with the first sergeant that I was going to go on to that wedding. Me and him, since we didn't vibe, I didn't even bring it up to him. So now that's a big no-no, is not talking my chain of command, right?
Right. But
like,
are you allowed, like, do they give you, like, what's the permission? Like, do you have to take days off? Or
no,
is it like,
I just said, hey, AIT falls in here and I'm in this guy's wedding.
Okay.
So I have to be there.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it's a life circumstance. We completely get it. And my first sergeant was cool with it. I didn't tell my platoon sergeant, though.
Were you supposed to?
I should have. I probably should have gone to him and let him ask the first sergeant, let the first sergeant give me my answer. Okay. But knowing how much that guy fucking hated me, I was like, I bet the answer I'm going to get from him is going to be no either way, whether my fucking first sergeant says it's okay or not.
Yeah.
That's how much me and him did not vibe, right?
Gotcha.
And so I'm talking to like some of these other like team leaders, and I'm like, hey man, like I have to fucking drive 4 hours back home in the morning. And they're like, what the fuck are you doing here? And I said, that's my question. Because not only have I like just started another shift, but I've worked 2 shifts prior to this, and they realized that. And they were like, dude, that's fucked. So they fucking said something to him, and he kind of backed off a little bit. I got to go. I came back, and then like a couple months later, we had to go do like rifle and pistol qual up in Blackstone, Virginia, at a little like National Guard base up there. And he was getting ready to get out. He was getting ready to retire. And like they were going to demonstrate something. This dude fucking like tied my hands together with like duct tape and like didn't beat the shit out of me like face and shit wise, but like he was telling me like, oh, how are you going to put a tourniquet on if your fucking hands get blown off? But he's simulating that by like driving pressure points into me and shit. Mm-hmm. And everybody around him is like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're not going to be able to apply the tourniquet anyway. Somebody's going to have to do it for you, you know? But that was just him. And that's where me and him fucking really fucking came. And I was like, dude, fuck you. I'll suck this up for 2 more fucking months. If I decide to come in, I was like, I know how many fucking AWOLs I'm allowed to have until the fucking National Guard gets. I said, I'll fucking wait until you get out. Like, just didn't show up to drill. People didn't show up to. It's crazy. In the National Guard, people don't show up to drill all the time.
They call it AWOL.
Yeah, it's like absent without leave, right, or something like that. So,
what happens to you?
You get a fucking counseling statement.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, I'll fucking do that until you get out. And then
what does that mean? A counseling statement. You have to get you in detention.
You're signing that you fucked up, and like if it's bad enough, if you do it again, you lose your rank or for 30 or 60 days, 90 days, whatever, right? And then so he leaves, and then we get a platoon sergeant by the name of Carpenter, and this dude was the fucking man.
Really?
Like I got along with that dude so well. And at that point, that's when I really felt like my fucking military career was where I wanted it to be. I had a squad leader, Staff Sergeant Rummy. I loved that dude, you know. Team leaders, Kirchhoff and Warren and guys like that they were fucking, it was like really like, damn, I was like, I feel like I'm where I need to be at now.
Yeah.
And then, and Carpenter was super cool. He was he came to the MP Corps, but he was a tanker. So like cool. He wanted to do cool shit, you know, yeah. He wanted to compete. Like he didn't want to do like the shit that the other platoons were doing where it's like, hey, let's just get through the weekend. No, he wanted to do cool shit. Yeah. He was like always signing us up to do the extra shit.
Yeah.
Leading into that. So then we do, we get into like riot response and shit. Cause this is probably 2016 now.
Okay.
So this is when that dude gets shot by the cops down in Charlotte. That might've been 2016 or 2017. That dude gets shot down in Charlotte. He tried to shoot a cop and accidentally shot his buddy next to him because the gun jammed or something, and the cops blasted his ass, right?
People just went off, yeah.
Yes, but then, of course, you know, public perception is only, hey, cops shoot unarmed guy, right?
Right.
And so, you know, so now we're down there responding to the riots and shit. And that was probably like the first, well, we did Hurricane Matthew too, which I think Hurricane Matthew was before. That was pretty crazy. That was pretty cool.
Where'd you get where'd you guys have to go for that?
Kind of all over, like Lumberton North, like all those areas down there.
Okay.
Cause that's like super close to where we were at.
Gotcha.
And then you had like the 1132nd MP company that was a little bit closer to the coast. So like they got those areas. And
gotcha.
But so we started doing like riot shit and stuff like that, and then we get the news that we're going to be going to Guantanamo Bay.
Ooh.
And I was like, dude, that's going to be so fucking cool. And man, it was fucking awesome because of the guys that I went with. Like, but like, this is where I say that like having that dude as our platoon sergeant was so fucking cool because he made us like, we were doing extra shit and we're sitting here in the beginning. We're like, God, dude, what the fuck? We're out here doing this, second platoon sitting on their ass, third platoon sitting on their ass. Of course, headquarters is in the fucking jock or the, like, you know, where their operations center is, right? And you're like, God, man, why are we out here busting our ass? But then we get down to, so that's pre-mob up in Blackstone again. We're there for 3 weeks.
What year was this?
This was 18.
Okay.
2018.
Okay.
But like, you know, we're having so much fucking fun there in Blackstone, and then we go to El Paso, Fort Bliss, Texas, for like
pre-training or something.
What like, so we had to do in order to go to what they would consider pre-mobilization through the active duty army. Mm-hmm. You have to, like, the National Guard has to pass their like red tape or whatever. So the National Guard kind of has their own. The National Guard kind of has their own version of that you do prior to make sure you don't get down there and just look like shit.
Right.
So we get down to El Paso, and that was like super, like that was cool. We're learning like prison ops, you know, and stuff like that, because they have it essentially set up like a fake camp there.
Right.
To where they're going to show you like, hey, this is what you're doing. And the whole time that we're doing all this extra shit, like family day, right? We were borderline not going to even get a fucking family day to see people before we left because a certain amount of the company had to qualify on the SAW. Well, you're not going to use the fucking SAW down in
I would.
Cuba.
Shit.
No, but I mean, you're not. But like, you're not going to use that down in Cuba. Like, dude, we're probably not even going to have weapons, honestly, most of the time.
Right. It's because it's super.
So what did
facility, right?
Yeah.
Like it's
so what did he say? He was like, okay, we need how many? And at this point, big armies like, fuck it, dude, we don't care as long as you have. The company is 120 something people. As long as you have 90% of the targets that are qualified on the SAW, we don't give a shit. Carpenter was like, hey man, we're not going to get a fucking family day. None of the company's going to get a family day unless these people put these things on, unless we get these fucking targets going. So me, Kirchhoff, my buddy Zabriskie, and all them, we're like, dude, fuck it. We spent a whole day qualifying for the entire company. They would put a fucking target down, which there it's paper, so you had to prove, right? They wanted to see the lines and all that other shit. They wanted to see the like the line of fire doing what it needs to do, right?
What does it need to do?
Like, so it'll be like 3 targets here, and then one is slightly elevated, one slightly, because like as the gun moves, right? So as you're like taking that, because it's fully automatic, right? So as you're going that way, and the gun is also like kind of going up, right? Because the recoil's taking it up, right?
Right.
But they want to make sure that you're not just going to be like shooting all over the fucking place, right?
That's right.
But he said, he was like, hey man, look, you guys want family day? Yeah. He's like, well, you can't depend on those motherfuckers. So what are we going to do? He was like, we'll take our 5 best fucking shots out there. And that's what we did. They went down there. They put the fucking papers out. We fucking shot that iteration. They went back, took the fucking papers off, put new papers up, boom. And we wrote random fucking people's names on there. And
tell on them.
And no, I mean, they knew. It's fucking, and we had this fucking female captain at the time, and she was fucking awful.
Really?
Almost got relieved while we were down there. Actually,
really?
She did at the end. Yeah. She was fucking terrible. And you know, no offense to it, but lesbian. So like, I guess already hated men anyway. I don't fucking know.
Jesus.
Either way. So we do that. We get family day. And then Carpenter kind of tells us, he's like, hey, guys, they're about to divide up the jobs of what we're going to be doing down there. And he goes, I just want you guys to know everything you've done in the last 6 weeks is about to all come. You're about to get paid back for it. So 3rd platoon and 2nd platoon had to do roving patrol on this fucking island, which means they got in fucking Humvees and they rode around the perimeter of the fucking the army section.
How big is this military base?
I don't know.
What's the name of it?
It's Guantanamo. It's
just Guantanamo.
It's Guantanamo Bay, but there's like an area that's sectioned off that the prison is, because it is a full-time naval base as well. Like that's where they refuel ships at, right?
Right.
But like the prison part is separate.
Right.
So these other 2 platoons they were driving Humvees around this area the entire time. Our platoon got to do external escorts, which means, so anytime that they pull these dudes out of their cells or anything like that, for anything, like doctor appointment, fucking meetings with somebody or anything like that,
right?
We got to go. We took them, right? Our platoon did. And, we rotated out and they would do, some days we wouldn't move anybody. Some days, you're moving all 36 people in like a fucking 9-hour shift, and it's crazy.
So how many people were in that prison?
Between probably 35 and 45 at the time while I was down there.
Now, are these like some of the baddest dudes that we collect, or what?
I don't fucking know, man. They've already let go of so many of them. Dude, they're all old as shit. They're malnourished. I mean, they're not
really
not malnourished, but like not on purpose, but like
right.
They just
do we keep pretty good care of them?
You have to,
right?
Like, so like there was like
not
literally
like your typical prison.
No.
Okay,
no, like they still like it's all regulated by the Red Cross, right? Like so the Red Cross comes in there and like interviews these guys to make sure that you're not mistreating them,
right.
But yeah, I mean they're just at this point they've been there for almost 20 years, so they're just like, man, fuck it, this is just going on about my day,
right?
So
not like you're gonna escape.
Yeah, I mean, where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? It's fucking right off the edge is water.
Jesus, bro.
So
that's crazy, bro.
But anyway, yeah, they're pretty well taken care of. They have their basic essentials they eat, and they don't like they're hardly ever in lockdown. From the few times that like all we see is there's a thing called a Sally Port where they're at like they're in their fucking like cell group. So I guess like or their housing block, right? Mm-hmm. When they have to get moved somewhere, they go up to a Sally Port. They put their fucking hands through. You put the cuffs on. You pull them through the door, and then you stop them. You fucking pat them down, right? Make sure they don't have anything.
Right.
And then you put the leg shackles on them, or the leg restraints, and then the belly chain, which holds their hands like this. And you put them in the back of the van. We take them out. Sometimes you're sitting there for an hour, and they're bullshitting with you, and they're telling you fucking.
Where are most of these guys coming from? Or like, who do they?
Dude, I mean, some of them like.
I guess
some Afghanistan. They're just, I don't know. They're all what the country has labeled as a terrorist.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, at the same time, like,
are they high profile guys? Like, is it very secured in that facet where?
I didn't ever look up what their fucking names were. I just knew they had a number, right?
Gotcha.
Like they had a fucking number. It wasn't like, hey, you're going to go pick up fucking, what's it? I don't know.
So was there any guys there that
you're not going to go pick up Muhammad? You're going to go.
Was there any guys there that was from 9/11 that had anything to do with it? Or
yeah, like one of the guys that they say he's like a financier was there, but the other issue is it's I don't know, man. I've been doing I'm one of those people where even being from New York and it might be taboo for me to think this, but I think our fucking government did it. You know,
I don't know.
Or at least they were complicit in it. All I'm saying is we've had a lot. What would you say has been, there's been in the last 3 years, there's been a longer list of plane incidents, right?
Well, I think you mean as far as airplanes?
Just in general,
in general.
Crashing and everything else.
Well, I think what
I've
happens,
I've seen planes hit glass buildings that don't completely collapse.
Well, here's the thing, is that anytime something, the media blows everything up and just it makes it out to be so much bigger than it really is, right? Like the whole plane incident stuff, right? That's all derived from something. So what do? Now all of a sudden, all these plane incidences that have been happening are now all over the news again.
Right.
And, it's like, well, this stuff's been going on. Like it's just a subject that they haven't turned to.
It has been going on, but
you start talking about did 9/11 happen the way that we were told it was happened?
That's what I mean.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying.
I think there's a lot of. I mean, I don't know exactly. There's a ton of stuff that I definitely don't buy. There's just so much stuff out there that's like,
and that's how I think about
questionable. The like money issues. The building incidences. I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from the fact that it is one of the most horrific things that's ever happened in the United States. But
first responders and people that died, that shit's tragic.
It was horrible. It's it's just awful. But I mean,
I'm not a denier, but I'm not a denier.
I don't know.
But what I'm saying is in my opinion, right? You mean to tell me that somehow, like even if you take the towers out of it, right? But somehow a fucking plane hit an inexperienced pilot at that. Somehow hit the fucking perfect angle, right? To put a fucking plane into the Pentagon. Now, there's no fucking plane parts anywhere. Can't fucking find them. But that motherfucker's passport somehow survived?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, now we're so advanced in technology and we have so much information feeding through the internet now. It's like, it's
like,
just,
hey, man,
we don't really buy some of the stuff that they say back then.
And I'm not saying that
it's easier to manipulate people then.
And I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm not taking away from the tragedy at all.
Yeah.
Thousands of people died.
Yeah.
That's fucked. Right. Now, the other thing is like, if you knew somebody was hunting your fucking ass down, right? Like Osama bin Laden, if you knew that a motherfucker was hunting you down, you had an army and you had an entire defense department on your fucking ass. If you didn't do that, why the fuck would you say you did?
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying it didn't happen that way. I'm just saying there's no way our government had no idea.
Yeah.
Right. You could not say, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We didn't know that was coming.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so some of those guys are there. But it was like we had the coolest job on the fucking island.
Oh,
and we got that from the hard work that our platoon put in. And dude, and that platoon sergeant we had, Carpenter, man, he went to bat for us every fucking time. Because when 3rd platoon would go, well, don't you think we should kind of give everybody else the chance to do that too? He was like, fuck no. Fuck no. You guys didn't do shit to deserve to get here, period, right? He's like, if you look back at all the events that we did, my fucking platoon got us here. And we essentially did. Because if not, nobody would have shot those nobody would have been able to, right?
I'd like to, if my internet is fucking up right
now. But like, and then he was like,
why it's not.
He pulled the strings where he was like, do you really want to put in, we've had these guys we've been working a rapport with these guys for now 4 or 5 months. Do you really want to just go ahead and flip and have them go with people they don't know and all that other shit? Because dude, when we were there, those people were getting smooth. Like the shit was going smooth by this point.
Right.
We weren't having incident. They weren't spitting on us. None of that shit. Right. That was one of the scariest moments of my life, though, was they said there was a guy that might be having we went to go move this guy, And it was me, Zabriskie, and Sergeant Warren. No, sorry, it was Sergeant Burke. Sergeant Burke, he ended up, after the Kuwait deployment, he came down to the 514th with us. He got put back there, right? So we were doing something one day. Either we had some guys that were on leave back and that had come back home or something for like a week or two. But either way, that day, me and Zabriskie were working with Burke. And this motherfucker coughs on my ass. Like, right in my fucking face. Oh. And I was like, okay, whatever. Well, then, like, we get back, and, like, a day later, Sergeant Carpenter's like, hey, man, we got a fucking problem. He was like, there's a guy that got moved yesterday that they think might be having a TB outbreak. And I was like, that motherfucker coughed on me. Oh, shit. Because that was the one move that day. Like, it was the only guy we moved that day. I was like, that motherfucker coughed.
Don't they give you vaccinations for that or no?
Yeah, but still, brother. I mean, that's like, I was fucking geeking for like 3 days. Shit. I thought I was, yeah, you know. But no, that was probably that was one of the coolest years of my life. It was fun, you know. I was there with great guys.
Yeah.
Great. Dude, our platoon was fucking awesome. We like everybody there got along like beginning to end. Yeah, of course. I mean, everybody has their disagreements, but.
And how long were you there for?
A year.
A year.
Full year. Yeah, nice. It was fucking, dude, it flew by.
Really?
Yeah. Like, that's the one thing that I could say. Like, if I could go back to any other time in my life, like, that's not currently where I'm at, it'd be that.
Yeah.
Just because I was already married to Vic. Vic was a fucking rock star while I was gone. She took care of my mom. Like, she lived with my mom, took care of my mom, made sure my mom was good because my mom was dealing with a lot. My sister was away at college. So now she's like complete. Her dog died. I'm gone. Shit. So she's like fully gone, like got nobody for like the first time in her life, you know?
Wow.
So she like lived with my mom, dude. She was fucking, she held it down. Yeah, she was fantastic, man. Like, I couldn't have asked for better. And, you know, then we came back, and it was, from there, it was nonstop, more riot shit. So we get back in, like, August of 2019, and that's, you know, I would go to work for a week, go in and say, hey, man, they're fucking rioting down in Raleigh. My unit got called up.
Oh, wow.
Go out there, and I'm there for 2 weeks. I come back.
2019, so this was right when George Floyd COVID happened. You were still going. Yeah. You were still in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
So
wow.
Then it's like you do that, and then you go home, and you're home for 3, 4, 5 weeks, and then all of a sudden somebody else dies. Now it's, you know, and so it was just nonstop. And thank God, you know, that's another thing. I can't ever shit on the place I work at. You know, because I was working at Toyota at that time. Still. You know, I'm back there now, but when I was working...
Did you get vaxxed?
Fuck no.
Damn.
Didn't.
Wow. That's like the first I've heard in the military.
No, they were, it was like kind of choose...
So is this it right here?
Yeah, so that right there is where...
I'm trying to find
that's where all the housing is.
Map. Let's see here. Okay. Guantanamo Bay. So it would have been Guantanamo Bay. That's the military base, right? Name of it? I don't know why I don't know all this. Military prison. There it is. Okay. Let's see if I got some pictures. So is this like inside of the...
That's what the inside of that's what their cell blocks look like. Right?
Okay.
That's what a cell block looks like. Now, they have their doors open all the fucking time because they have them separated.
A little pod area.
They have them separated up by their different factions of Islam. So
is it mostly guys from...
They're all Islamic.
They're all
some of them
Islamic
some of them are Sudan.
Right.
You know, mostly Afghanistan, Iraq, I think. But
right.
I didn't give a fuck enough to ask them where they were from. But, you know, I just wanted to get in there, get them moved, and then finish a shift. Dude, we had the best fucking time. Let me tell you this. we would go in, we would do the move of moving the guy from wherever he was going would take an hour, 2 hours maybe. You go back to the office. By then, the next squad is taking somebody because you're doing a rotate. You're taking turns. Next squad takes somebody. We're sitting there playing fucking Super Smash Bros. For fucking 3-4 hours, or watching TV and watching Netflix or whatever.
Right.
Because that's what we did. We had our own fucking building away from all the other platoons and all that other shit, dude. We brought TVs, we brought fucking gaming consoles to put in that bitch. We were having a fucking good time. Like when I tell you that, like, it was so fun. The coolest part was we had this little lieutenant, man, and she was so timid when we got there, and she volunteered to stay back, and so she took over our platoon, and by the time we left, she was so fucking outspoken and all this other shit. It was so cool. Like, that's the original camp. That's pictures of what it looked like before they built like the actual prisons.
Oh, really? How long's it been there for?
Oh man, I don't know. When did that open? Like 04, right? Maybe.
I honestly, I don't know. I know nothing about it.
Yeah, I didn't do the tours or any of that shit around it. I just kind of fucking
Just always interested in
went back to my little shack, or we lived in garages.
Oh wow.
Essentially, like metal buildings, and then we would live in there and just fucking.
That's crazy, man.
Oh, hold up! Look, go to that picture right there.
Right here.
Yeah, look at that. Hold up, let me show you something.
That's a beautiful image.
I took almost that exact same photo.
Whoa.
Almost the exact same photo. Probably from.
It's from. No, it's literally.
Right, it's literally right there.
That is it.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sure this is. That's from the New York Post.
Yeah,
That's where this photo.
So here, let me show you the car we bought.
That's hilarious.
Me and my buddy Zabriskie bought a fucking 1980 Dodge Challenger down there. But that's us at the gate. We knew we were about to get a negative counseling. We knew one was coming. We knew a negative.
What does that mean?
Oh, we were about to get fucking written up.
That doesn't even look like you.
I know, man. I was fucking big. I was bigger then.
Really?
Yep. So.
Damn, Mike, we gotta get you back in the
That's
gym,
us.
homie.
Oh, so hold up. So I'm trying to find the picture. I'm trying to find the picture of this. Trying to find the picture of this car we bought.
New York Post. That's where that's at. That's hilarious,
dude. We had the coolest. We had these. We had this fucking kickball team that we played with down there, and softball team. We played in jorts and Hawaiian shirts. That was pretty fucking cool. That was fun. Dude, this is how big those fucking iguanas are down there. That's Kevin. He was right outside of our fucking office.
Jesus. He would come hang out with you?
Dude, so we bought this car.
You named him Kevin?
Yeah, we named him Kevin. When we bought this car, it looked like when we bought this car, it looked like this.
Oh, nice.
White, right? White 1980 Dodge Challenger. Let me show you the picture that we got of where we painted it. We fucking took 2.5 days fucking spray bombing this, like just using rattle can spray paint.
Oh, shit.
To paint this motherfucker, man.
Oh, looks good.
Dude, yeah, hell yeah. Fucking came out awesome.
That's hilarious. With the old stash, dude.
I know, man. Yeah.
Good Lord. Old military kid, dude.
It was fun, dude. That was such a fun fucking time.
Really?
I loved it.
That's great, dude.
If that was what I could do for a fucking job and somehow have my family there, I would fucking do that all day, every day.
That's great.
It was fun. But that's what I wanted. I wanted to experience something like that. I didn't want any of the traumatic shit. Nobody's asking for that. No one's dying to get that.
Right.
And I knew at that point, I was like, you know what? When we got back, some of the guys were getting out medically, just from, wear and tear on the body over years.
Sure.
Like my buddy Kirkhoff, he was getting out. My time in my contract was running out. Me and Zabriskie, I signed like two like half-ass extensions because I didn't know if I wanted to commit to 6. I ended up getting out at 10.5.
Okay.
Because I signed like a 6-month extension to see if they were going to do away with the COVID policy. They let me do one 6-month extension to see, because that was when they were saying, like, if you don't get the jab, you're out.
Wow.
But the end of my contract was coming up, so they let me do like a 6-month thing to see, and I was going to see if that fucking policy would change.
So they were making people get it.
Yeah.
Fucking
But
ridiculous.
so like all the people that I really truly gave a shit about.
What was it like? What was the conversation like in the inside for the majority of everybody?
Hey man, you've got to have this. If you want to show up to drill or whatever, you have to have this. Okay, when do I have to have it by? October. By the time of the new FY fiscal year, right? You got to have that by the new fiscal year. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm getting out. And like my contract was supposed to be up in May.
But my question is, what was the conversation like? Or what I should say, like, what was everybody talking about?
This is fucking stupid.
So most of the people that you were in conversation with,
it's not our choice, man.
Well, I know, but I'm saying, like, was everybody, pretty much everybody that you talked to against it?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, unless
Did you ever meet anybody in there?
Yeah.
That was like, oh, we got to get it. Oh, you did? Okay.
Of course.
Okay. What would you say the ratio was? 90-10?
Yeah, 9-1. But you've also got to keep in mind now, if you want to hear like the difference between like Big Army and National Guard, there was when we went to one of the riots, right? One of the chicks was like, I don't agree with why we're going out there. And I forget which one it was that got shot. She's like, but I don't agree with it. During one of the protests, while we're all standing there on the fucking side of the roads, making sure they're not going to throw shit through windows,
right?
She walks right by us.
At the
fucking protest, fucking holding up her sign and shit.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, dude, what a fucking piece of shit. But
yeah,
but you know that just showed like it's not all conservatives in the military.
No, I know that.
So that's a liberal. So she probably was one of the first ones. Fuck yeah, I'll get it. You know, some of the new kids that were like, oh man, I have 6 years left on my fucking contract, and this place is paying for my school. If I you got to think about it, man. A lot of those kids that are in the National Guard are doing that because, you know, their parents don't have money or they don't have a family unit. Right. And they're like, I need to pay for college.
Yeah.
The National Guard will do that for me.
Yeah.
And kudos to them, man.
Yeah, sure.
Go out there and get that fucking education and get the fuck out.
Sure.
I don't give a fuck, right? Hey, you still did something that 90, what do they say? What is it? 1% that does it? You still did something 99% of the people in the fucking country will never do? Okay, cool. Whatever. But
that's crazy.
Those kids were like, what do you do at that point? That's your financial security for getting you to an education to better your life. You're getting
and see that really.
I was lucky enough to be in the position to where I was like, you know what, I can get the fuck out.
Think of how many people would have probably stayed in, or signed like an extension to be in the military.
Not many.
Had you
not many.
You don't think that dictated it?
No, because I'm going to tell you, it was a perfect storm of timing too, right? So you're getting in these kids where they're like, hey, and especially like when you're talking about lower enlisted leadership, right? Like when you're talking about the people like me and Zabriskie, it's, hey, grab this kid under your wing, kind of teach him shit. Teach him like what he should be doing. Hey, when you volunteer to go, like I would volunteer to go to the range, or when we would do weekends in like Blackstone or Fort Jackson or something like that. It's like, hey, you volunteer to go early. You want to know why? Because everybody else is going to have to ride in a fucking Humvee up here.
Right.
If you volunteer to go early, you drive your personal vehicle up here, which means when the platoon needs fucking food, they don't have to go to the chow hall and eat the shit food that the cooks made. You can drive into town with your personal vehicle and get everybody fucking pizza, or take a group of people to fucking Mexican restaurant for this part of the 2 weeks, or go to Walmart and get fucking 6 cases of water because the water they're having you drink has been sitting out in the fucking sun baking under you don't know how long it's been there.
Right.
It's just a fucking pallet of water next to the fuel point, right?
Right.
You don't know how long that fucking water, and what do they say is the most dangerous part of bottled water is when it gets hot and then it cools down, you re-drink it, right?
The plasticities.
Yep. So you're just going, you can do that kind of shit, right? Not to mention, on Sunday morning when it's time to go, You take your personal vehicle back to the fucking house. Everybody else has to go back to the unit in a fucking Humvee, unload everything, clean everything. As long as you clean your weapon Saturday night, nobody's going to give a fuck about you doing that because they're going to turn your weapon in. And as long as you turn your weapon in and it's clean and the guy in the fucking supply can run his finger across it and it doesn't come out dirty and they don't have to touch your weapon, they don't have to clean it for you, no one's going to give a fuck that you got to go home early because you did your part. Yeah. You didn't leave them with any shit. Right?
Right.
But that's part of what you taught people. But then you had these people like, I'm not fucking listening to you. You don't know what you're fucking talking about. I'm coming up in a new time. I had my phone the whole. You want to see videos of me in basic training? Look, I got to video my fucking shots, whatever. Okay, dude, I could outshoot you with my fucking eyes closed. Okay.
My question is this though, like.
But that's what I'm saying. So when you say people would have stayed in, no, because the level of fucking person you were getting. It was insufferable. You didn't want to be fucking near those people. You were like, God, you suck.
Well, I'm saying use you, maybe, right? But I'm saying in general.
No.
So do you think let me ask you this. Was it the lowest frequency of humans in the military we've ever seen in that era?
What, the ones that are in now?
I don't know.
The ones that are in the ones that are in now? Yeah.
Well, dude. I think it caused a massive I think there was probably a lot of people that were on the brink of saying, I'm going to sign another 2-year extension, 6-month extension, and then they came out with these policies and people were like, nope, not even going to fuck with it and get out. Because I know, I mean, if you read some of the data online, it shows that, like the past like 2 to 4 years has been the lowest recruiting in military history.
Dude, it is a problem. It's a huge problem.
And so, I think, and I don't want to say Trump this, that, or whatever, but I think Trump had a lot to do where people could go, all right, Trump's in, maybe I can jump in for 4 years and probably be a little more manicured and protected to a certain extent. You know what I mean?
So, let me put leadership.
Because I wouldn't want to be, I'll tell you right now, I would not want to be in the military under a Biden administration. Wouldn't want to do it if I knew what I knew now. That's just me. Right?
I was in it.
However,
I was in it under I had 4 years of Trump, but I was in it under mostly Obama and right. Biden. And, honestly.
And they literally.
It wasn't that. It wasn't that
probably
different.
Probably not.
But let me put into perspective.
I'm just saying,
for you
an
what leadership
overall
is.
view,
right?
I would rather be.
Oh, yeah.
Under a non-warmongering person.
Yeah.
Trump is not a warmonger.
No, yeah.
Okay.
So let me put like if you're talking about like getting basic leadership into perspective, right? Like when I was in, passing the fucking PT test wasn't good enough to get you your rank or a promotion, There were people that were chronic PT failures while I was in. Heavy, not a problem, but good soldier, but like just couldn't pass height and weight, couldn't pass the run, couldn't do whatever, right?
Right.
So
lack of discipline. You get
people out.
Right.
You get people out. People like Zabriskie. I'll never put my name on any of those lists. I just won't. But you have people like Zabriskie, and you have people like plenty of guys who got out that deserved to make rank. And that's another thing too. We saw so many people get promoted because they were fucking female and that's the thing. The Army Times there was an Army Times thing, brand new it came out one year. I think it was like, it might've been Army Times of 2020 or something like that. They're like fucking where they were going to outline the thing for the year. It was like women in leadership. So you already knew that you were going to get fucking passed up for promotion if a fucking woman was anywhere near you on the list. Right. So, but you had people like that deserved to be promoted and didn't. And then so I've been out since 2022. Now, some of those guys, there's such a issue with numbers of the number of people that are in.
Yeah.
That those people that couldn't pass PT have somehow gotten twice the size and are now sergeants. How the fuck is that?
Yeah.
You used to have to pass a fucking PT test at bare minimum to even get if you didn't pass a PT test, you would be flagged as non-promotable at that point. They don't have that fucking option anymore.
Yeah,
You have to have sergeants.
We've lowered the standard to have equality going on, because I don't believe in equality. Okay,
Right, but whatever.
Equality. Well, that's where a lot of this stuff comes from, right? It's I believe I believe in fairness. Fairness is awesome. Equality is bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Equal this and equal. Okay, I understand that, but if you're not qualified to do the job, then it's not fair
To anybody else. No.
You should be qualified. You
Of
should
course.
have a
And
set
you know
of,
what? But
of
here's the thing.
stipulations,
And
and
some
you
of
don't
them-
abide by them, and you want to come in here.
No.
And
there's differences there too.
because
Like if you can
go
do
back-
the job but you're heavy, who cares?
Well, I'm not saying it's specifically designed for that, but I like people that lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not leading by example, how are you going to catch the minds of people? I don't know, man. 18 years old, you think you know everything.
So
you
put
don't
it
want to
this
listen.
way: when we used to fill out our promotion packets, right? Like when I was in and you were filling out a promotion packet up until like 2021, you took a photo standing next to a flag at attention, and that photo got put as as your cover.
Yeah.
Then it went in and had all your demographic information, all your awards, where
Yeah.
you rank, where you shoot, where you run, what schools you've been to, what qualifications you have,
Right.
your letters from your leadership and all that other shit, right? Around 2021, they said, okay, we're not doing the photo anymore. And then all of the demographic information is going to be redacted, which means male, female is going to be redacted, color is going to be redacted, gender is going to be redacted. Right? So if they can't see your photo, they don't know if you're male or female, unless it's by the name, right? Name might even be redacted.
Yeah.
I don't know. But when they say that they're going to do away with all that, that lets me know right there. It used to be they wanted you to look the part. Now they no longer give a fuck because they have to find some way to get the women and the minorities into leadership. It was just the way that the Biden administration was running that. Maybe.
Right.
I don't know. Somebody was.
Right.
But
It goes back to the DEI. It's this equality thing, right? It's like, it's only fair that, it's like, I don't know. I have a problem with this stuff. To me, I think it's complete bullshit. It doesn't work. It's never worked, and it's never going to work. If you're not qualified to do the job and you don't abide by the same language everybody agrees on, right? If you say, okay, you need to be 170 pounds. There's a reason behind you're saying that you need to be 170 pounds. You need to pass a test, mental test, okay? Then you have to, obviously earn your way to getting there. We're not going to hand it to you because of the fact that, here's the problem that I have with it is that, did you just see the whole thing with the female umpire? The first female umpire in the MLB, okay?
yeah, good for her, but awful.
Doesn't have a job anymore, okay?
Oh, is she out now?
She made I think she broke the record for the most missed calls in a baseball game.
Oh, and
She's
out?
I'm not saying it's because she's a female per se, but she's not qualified. You can't tell me that you make it to this level.
But no, but she had been in the minors for a long time.
She has no excuse to be in my.
But I couldn't imagine. Could you imagine?
God, it was like 27.
Could you imagine what that
something?
pressure is?
I
though?
might be wrong on the numbers, but
and at the same time, though, and I'm not defending it.
I get
but
that.
Could you imagine? Like,
but do you agree that some
sample
women
size.
shouldn't be in certain roles that exactly?
I'm not saying that. I wouldn't say that because
But okay, but then why isn't there? How many Navy SEAL women are there? Let me ask you this. I don't know, but do you know?
I don't know. But at the same time,
I think how many do you think there would be?
But I also don't. I'm one
five,
of the people. I'm
less than five.
I don't
if
know.
that.
I don't know
Because there's
there
certain
might
jobs
be zero
for certain
There might
people.
be zero, but I'm also of the people. I'm also
I'm not
of the
saying they
opinion
can't.
I'm also of the opinion
But if
that
you're not
like.
qualified to do it, you shouldn't do it.
But I'm also under the opinion that I don't think women should be in a combat role. Period.
No, I don't think so.
And
Everybody
it's not
has
even.
a place.
But it's not even for. And to me, it's not
and it
even
has
about.
nothing to do with the fact that they can't do these things.
That's
It's
what I'm
the
saying.
simple fact that certain people carry certain abilities. You're born with certain gifts, certain levels of strength, and there's going to be times where you're going to have to drag a motherfucker who's 200 pounds out of. You don't think so?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get that, but I'm saying, like, at the same time, there's going to be 10 other motherfuckers around you that could pull you too. The problem where I think that you run into with having, like, men need to be able to be fucking men and not worry about it, right? Like, dude, I can't tell you how many times it's like, you know, when you're in your barracks or whatever, and, you know, not to sound weird or anything, but bro, half the time, dudes ain't wearing shit. It's hot as fuck. The AC doesn't work in those buildings half the fucking time. It's hot as shit. And you get in your fucking bunk with nothing on, right? Well, you wake up in the morning, they're fucking turning lights on. Hey, it's time to get up. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. You go up to take a piss. You don't even know. Bam. Female staff sergeant right there. What the and she's like, what the fuck? Yeah, what are you doing in my fucking barracks, dude? It's a men's barracks room. Yeah. Just because we have our fucking platoon meeting in here, maybe somebody should have announced that you were fucking here. Yeah. That's the problem. And then what do? They say, oh, that's fucking sexual harassment, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, or men say shit. They just talk shit, right? When you're in the middle of shit, right?
Yeah.
No, I was never in, like I said, I was never in war or anything like that. So, not claiming that, but I'm saying from the stories that you hear, when men are in the middle of the shit, right? They're talking shit. They're saying whatever the fuck they want, whatever. Do you want these fucking women to go back and be like, because that's what they're going to do. They're going to file a complaint or you said something, or if you're like, hey, you dumb bitch, get on that fucking gun. You know what I'm saying? If somebody goes down and you're the only fucking option, what do? Nobody's going to say, hey, can you please get up there and take over? No, it's, hey, bitch, get up there. Fuck you. I don't want to. Too fucking bad. Get up there. Hey, he talked to me like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like that, but that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Not saying they don't have a role in the military.
No, they absolutely do.
I'm not saying that.
But certain jobs.
But I'm saying certain jobs should not have.
You can't have women's and men's sports. It doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense. You can't have, a guy saying that he's a fucking, he's claiming to be a female racing at the Olympics in the water polo, whatever the fuck they're doing. It's like, dude, you're stealing. What you're doing is you're literally stealing away from these women who have busted their fucking asses to get to this position. And now some dude who is twice as strong, twice as fast, twice as tall,
but
winning races.
So the other issue,
not fair.
So like the other issues
not
that
at
you
all.
have, right? The other issues that you have there, where
this is just a new thing.
I'm 100% like with the thing with the MLB. I'm good with it, and I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm not against it.
It might have been,
saying.
dude. She might have been nervous, man. That was a breaking fucking moment for women everywhere, right? For women fucking everywhere. That's the first time. Like, dude, that's almost the equivalent. That's almost the equivalent of the fucking color barrier. Like what the color barrier was back then, she broke the fucking gender barrier this time, right?
Sure.
It may not have gone well, but I'm gonna tell you what. If you watch the NBA or you watch the NFL, some of the fucking best refs and some of the best fucking field judges and shit in the NFL, statistically, some of them are the women. In basketball, some of the ones that call the least biased calls in the NBA are the women. Like, if you think about it, look at, like, it just came out yesterday that the New York Knicks were looking for a head coach, and they interviewed Dawn Staley. She's in the fucking, not like the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. She's not in the WNBA Hall. She's in the All Basketball Hall of Fame. She is a Hall of Fame coach, Hall of Fame player. She's done it. Just because you're fucking drawing up a system, it works. As long as you don't have women playing against men, as long as you're drawing a system up for men to play against men, a system works.
Sure.
If you have a winning system, she's won 3 national championships as a women's basketball coach.
Right.
She's got the resume for it. If she was able, like, what would...
I would never do it. If I was the owner of the Knicks,
you just don't
be like, it's not going to work.
And he didn't hire her. He didn't hire her.
Well, no, it's not going to work.
He didn't hire her, but whatever.
How
you
would
don't think
work?
so?
No. How would it work? Why would that work?
What do you mean? because here's all right. So here's
because
so this would be
men.
So hold on.
It's nothing
Legitimate
against
question.
the women.
Legitimate
No,
question.
These guys are not gonna. They're not. It's
Why?
not the same.
Legitimate question. Okay,
Because-
she's a
It's not gonna work.
she's a 3-time champion, right?
Yeah.
As a coach and however many as a player.
Is the National Basketball Association, is that a men's league?
Yes.
Okay.
But let me ask you something.
Is the WNBA a women's league?
Yes, but listen. But hear me out. So if you're talking shit, right? If it's just a shit talking thing, and you're like, I'm better than this at you. I'm better than you at this. I'm better than you at this, right? Okay. Well, I was the number 2 in my fucking league. What's the highest you've ever been, fucking bench boy? Dude riding the bench. You're not even a fucking starter. I was the number 2 best player in my fucking league at the same sport as you, right? Fuck you. Sit on the bench, bitch. Yeah. Right? What argument would he have for that? I play against tougher competition? No, because she plays against her level of competition, right? If they go, hey, I'm not going to fucking listen to you. What do you know? What are you talking about? Oh, I've only won 3 championships in my fucking lifetime.
Right.
Unless you're talking to somebody else that also won 3 championships or more, which is like LeBron or a few players, right?
Yeah.
How many fucking championships have you won? Especially if you play for the Knicks. Fucking 0. Because they haven't even won one in my fucking lifetime.
All right.
So how many championships have you won? Okay, sit down. Shut the fuck up.
Who?
What do you mean?
Talking about the woman?
Yes. If they hire her as the coach.
What?
If they were
what men's championships has she won?
She hasn't won men's championships, but she has won championships in the same sport. It's not like she's going to basketball and getting hired to be a football coach.
Right.
She won basketball championships. It's just like if you put women playing football, if you make a women's football league,
right?
If you make a women's football league, right?
Right.
They still have to throw the ball. They still have to run the ball. They still have to catch the ball. They still have to tackle the person.
Right. But that's a part of it.
All you're drawing up is the system. You're not asking the coach to play.
Right. I understand that, but it's hear me out for a second. In jiu-jitsu, okay, a quarter of jiu-jitsu is training on the mats.
Okay.
There's 75% more that has nothing to do with physical training, right?
That's a different sport.
Let's go to basketball.
Okay.
Same thing, right? Mm-hmm. There's, besides drawing up things on the court,
which is what a coach does.
Okay, right. But there's, for each individual player, there's still 75% of other things going mental, right? How are you going to relate to, I'm just saying, there's a reason why you don't see head coaches in the NFL, head coaches in the NBA, head coaches in Major League Baseball. Why isn't that we don't see it? There's more than just what happens to drawing up plays. I'm not discrediting the fact that she is probably smarter than maybe half of the NBA coaches. I'm not saying that. I bet she is.
No, but if a player...
But there's more to creating...
With her playing the sport. What I'm saying is with her playing the sport. So if you say with basketball, it's few things. It's mental, right?
Right.
That's if you're in the fucking NBA, you should have your mental on fucking lock. Unless you get the yips, which that's just something you got to fucking work through.
I'm just saying there's more than just playing the game and drawing up schemes to a basketball.
So I guess my question would be this:
right?
if you draw up the scheme, right? That's one part. That's 25%. The other 25% is having a jump shot. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if this guy doesn't have a jump shot, guess who has a jump shot? Dawn Staley has a jump shot. She won fucking championships as a player with that jump shot.
Sure.
But so when they're like, hey, she's like, hey, dude, your fucking wrists are too limp or you need to fucking follow through, right? She knows what the fuck she's talking about because she's done it.
Sure. But I don't know what it is. I don't know the answer, I guess what I'm saying. But why have we not seen it? Why?
It's the stigma.
It's the stigma. You think it's the stigma?
But what I'm saying is if you, but you mean to tell, but that's what I'm getting at. Is it's like, hey, would she have been a diversity hire? Probably.
Right.
If she got the job, that's what they would have called her. But what would happen if they're like diversity hire, and she takes a fucking team that hasn't won a championship in 35 fucking years, and they go and they win the WNBA finals, or they win the NBA finals.
Yeah.
What the fuck do they say then? Diversity hire that just won the fucking first national or the first championship in the biggest fucking sports market in the world.
Yeah.
Which is New York. It is.
Right.
The Mets, the Yankees, the Rangers, it is the biggest sports market in the world, maybe rivaled by LA.
Right.
But New York has its own separate light, dude. They say that about everybody. They say that about every team that plays there.
Right.
Right? They have a different fucking spotlight on them. Can you imagine what that would fucking do if she'd have done that?
And again,
But you don't know if that's possible
until
it happens.
There's how many really super intelligent
I'm
people.
not saying have women play against men.
No. I know that. What I'm saying is you have all these super intelligent people over the course of many decades of playing these sports. Let's just talk about men's sports. Why is it now, after all this time, right? Smart people than us that have lived and gone way before we were even brought here.
Yep.
Why is it that now all of a sudden it's just a discussion? You don't think this stuff's been discussed prior to this as to why? There's got to be multitude of reasons why that I can't think off the top of my head as the reason why they don't do it.
I can.
You know what I mean? I mean, what? Sexist? I mean, I don't think that has anything.
Gender roles. So
it's just relatable. I think it comes down to just being relatable. I think it's relatable.
Can you agree that gender roles have kind of gone out the fucking window?
What do you mean?
Okay, so there's a big difference between 1940s women and now, right? 1940s women used to have to deal with, hey, if I don't have this fucking meal ready for him by the time he gets home, I get my fucking shit beat in, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now women have jobs. It takes time, right? It takes time to get into that. So this would be my question, right? If you don't think that she belongs coaching men, no, it's just a question.
Okay.
If she doesn't belong coaching men, why the fuck is Gino Auriemma coaching women's basketball?
Right.
So you've got to look at it both ways.
I understand that, but
it's the same thing.
I get that, right?
And I don't even know if he ever played basketball, honestly.
I just, some of the best coaches that we've ever known, John Donaher is one of the best coaches in my opinion in jiu-jitsu, if we're just talking sports in general.
Okay, let me ask
and he is not a high-level competitor. You know what I mean? There's plenty of coaches out here that are not the highest level. There's tons of coaches right now that are not Michael Jordans. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what I'm about to ask you?
What?
Who's a bigger badass?
Who?
Maria or Steve?
I mean, for like, in what sense? What sense?
Because I can tell you the answer.
What sense, though?
When I was taking Taekwondo at Snyder's,
I know.
I heard Steve himself say if it really came down to it, like actually fucking fighting, Maria would beat his ass. I've heard it from his mouth.
I mean,
might have been 20 fucking years ago, but I heard him say it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that answer. I have no idea. I've never seen. I've heard maybe that's quite possible.
But
here's the thing: is I'm not gonna just settle for something unless you know what I mean. Like unless I've seen it, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe, but I also know that John Jones would smash Ronda Rousey.
Of
right?
course.
We know that.
John Jones would smash anybody on the fucking planet. Right.
I just think that it comes down to here's the problem is they're making something of like to just kind of like prove people wrong. I feel like it's something that's like, okay, well, we just have to like prove these people wrong that women can do this. Well, no one's really saying that. The thing is just to me is like, I think it's just really comes down to just being relatable. You know what I mean? Because I'll be honest with you, like, there's a lot of things that I do in my life that I just prefer to listen to a man than I would a woman. It has nothing to do with like the woman.
I'm sure.
In fact, there's statistics that say, the owners of these big Fortune 500 companies will actually hire the women to run like the basis of the company because people are more likely to be like, not have a controversial issue with them, right? Because when you come to a male, most males will be like, oh, you know what I mean? But when it comes to a female, a man's going to take a little step back and be like, have a conversation, right? So there's a utilization, I think is what I'm saying, for certain roles. Why have we not seen it? I don't know. Maybe in the future, it'll be all women head coaches. I have no idea.
I'm not saying it needs to be all women.
I just think that it's relatable. It's, you know what I'm saying? You go back to like locker room talk or things like that. Like, I don't care what you say, man. Guys are gonna be guys until the end of time, right?
No, I mean,
and so I think
you would have to go into the job knowing that. That's
yeah, and I just think that like men are, it's like
Like I said, though,
it's like gorillas in the jungle, right? There's one head alpha male for the pack, and you know what I mean. And so they kind of adhere to him, and that's just kind of how things kind of. But that's
no, I mean,
real
I get it.
stuff.
I get it.
But that's real.
I understand.
You know what I mean? That's
understand
primal. That's real. There's the king lion of the jungle. Like you can't really veer too much away because we're not far off from how they operate.
And the lion doesn't do shit, right?
I'm just saying, like. Look at wildlife. Wildlife is, we know who the king is, we know who the queen is, we know
who does all the work.
I'm just saying. So it's like
it's 9 times out of 10, like with the with a lion, and it's usually the lionesses out there getting the shit though, right?
What do you mean?
Aren't they usually the ones that are like out there?
I don't know exactly how the packs work, but I do know that there's like, there is the alpha of it, and it's like. We're just in a new generation where people really want to like make it's like me. I'm the type of person that like, if it works, keep using it. Right. Why are we trying to like, oh God, like
I'm not saying
you have to convince people that, that female, I'm sure they can. We just choose not to do that because we're relatable to these people. I think that's really, it's just simple terms. Like the problem with society now is that we're trying to constantly like, this isn't fucking work. Why? Why can't we do this? And why can't we do it? It's like, whoa, geez, calm down. Like,
no, but what I'm saying is, we
don't have to always be constantly like proving everybody fucking wrong and right all the time. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to. But like, if you look at the New York Knicks,
if I was the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, okay,
yeah.
There wouldn't be a female head coach there. It's just what it is. It's not saying that like
women don't know football.
If I was the head coach of the LA Lakers, I would not hire a female as the coach.
But this is
nothing to do with the fact that a female couldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it because I would prefer a man who's been teaching men for 25 years, experience-wise.
The difference.
She doesn't have experience training or working with men.
The difference
for 25 years.
The difference is
she can run schemes and schematics, great, but she hasn't worked with men for 25 years.
The difference
she doesn't have the experience.
I mean, but that's
right.
Okay, but like you said, all right. So if you take your own logic, like you said, oh, we've just been doing it this way, blah 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 blah. Why would we change it, right? The difference between the Lakers and the Knicks, the Lakers won a championship 5 years ago. The Knicks haven't won a championship.
In serious trouble.
But it's like this, okay?
Right.
Hey, if I bought the Knicks, you know what I would do? Hey, what have we done the last 35 years?
You're trying to do something different.
What have we done the last 35 years?
Okay,
that hasn't worked for fucking shit. So we should do the exact opposite of all that.
Try something different.
Right?
And I'm not against that.
No, but I'm saying like but that's what I'm saying. And I think
I'm sure they're going to say he's misogynist. Oh, he's a woman. It's like, no, I think women play roles in things that men should be, and maybe it's vice versa. Like that's what I believe.
It might be because I have daughters now. But I think
I don't think so. I think you have a legitimate question, and I do too. I'm an idiot. I don't know the fucking answer. It's just what I know.
Yeah.
Like you can't knock me for what I know. Am I willing to change? I don't care either way really, but I'll be honest, like if I was in that situation, I was out hiring a head coach, I would give a woman a shot. Absolutely. I would look at the resume, I would see, okay, how would this work? Like, because those decisions
but at the end of the day,
they're collectively.
You would look at her resume, but then you would go, yeah, but nah, because I need a men to teach men, right? But
probably.
Now hold up.
Probably.
Now, okay.
But here's the thing: when I'm in that position, I'm not just going to rely solely on what I think. I'm going to have a team of people that we're going to all talk about this and say, hey, because you know what I'm saying? Like in business, you always hire guys that are much smarter than you. It's the best way to do it. You know, you're just a general trying to operate your soldiers, and you're trying to do it in the best way possible. When guys come to me and I'm like, hey, we're going to do it this way, guys come back to me and say, hey, I think we should do it this way. And I'll be like, why do you think that? And they go, because this, and this. Maybe I missed it. And I'm like, cool, let's do it that way. Right?
So this would be my question, right? If you had two teams, all right, Lakers and the Knicks, right? You got the Lakers and the Knicks. You both need head coaches. Mm-hmm. You both interviewed Dawn Staley. Okay.
Who's, by the way, one of the best coaches known. I'm not saying she's not.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So the Lakers go, we're going to pass. And the Knicks say, if you own the Lakers and I own the Knicks, and you go, yeah, sorry, I'm just not having a woman try and teach men. I'm just not. and I go, you know what? Well, whatever they've done here hasn't worked, so I'm going to give it a fucking shot. We meet you guys in the finals, and even whether we win by 1 game or we sweep you, we win.
Right.
Do you go, yeah, nope. Not because of her. There's no way it was her. They had the same team. They had the same team for the last 5 years. The only thing that changed was a female coach, but there's no way that was her.
You know what I would say is if obviously they vote on this and they talk about this stuff. This isn't just one man making full decisions.
When it's James Dolan, he's the only one that makes the fucking decision.
Right. Okay.
He doesn't consult anybody about
Okay,
anything.
the owner. Okay, I get that. How would I operate it? Well, I'm not actually like that. It's not my way or the highway. I'm not on some things it is, but a lot of things it's not. I'm pretty open-minded on stuff.
Yeah. So
I would probably say, I would be like, all right, look, let's collectively come together and talk about this situation. What do you guys think? What's your resume? How does it fit? Right? And if they're all like, you know what? Let's all give it a fucking try this year. It's never been done. My job's on the line. Obviously, if we go in and we're 0 for 25, I'm probably not going to have a fucking position next year as the fucking GM or whatever. But hey, if we all strongly think that we can recruit good players, get a good team together, I'm not against it. I'm not against it at all. And if we won a fucking championship, I wouldn't be like, you know what I mean? It's not going to change my fucking mind either way. I'm not going to be like, or if we lost, I'd be like, I don't know, maybe me, if we did lose a whole season, never won a game, I'd be like, I told you guys. But I don't know. What I'm saying is I'm not against it. I just think that there's a picture in my head of like, hey, I think a lot of this comes down to the connection with humans, right? Like it's a lot easier in a lot of situations. Like, think about this. When you're in a locker room and you have your general, let's call him your general, your coach, right? And we're the soldiers and this guy's telling us what to do and we're all coming in, fucking Nick's on 3, we're going to go fucking smack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be like, Nick's on 3. I'd be like,
I don't know.
I'm just saying. I think a lot of it comes down to just connection with humans. I think, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why we don't see, if there was more evidence out there as this happen, this going on, and we had something to like.
The only problem is it's
because you have one of the most liberal people known to mankind, that runs the NBA. So, I mean, it's a super liberal community.
But all I'm saying...
And they're very into the whole women's rights and all this, which I believe in all that as far as women should have rights just like the rest of us. But what I'm saying is like, if you have even all those super hardcore liberal people in the NBA, the
commissioner might be, but you can't ever... I'm sorry, but I don't buy the bullshit for 1 second that anybody that has that much fucking money is a liberal. I just don't. I think they try to get people to go that way because that's what appeases to people's feelings, and they need feelings to make fucking money. But there's no way that you have so much fucking money that you're able to own a sports team and you're not a conservative because you have to have a strong amount of faith in the capitalist system. And if they cared so fucking much, if Tim Cook from Apple and Bill Gates from Microsoft and all these guys really fucking gave a fuck about the Democrat way, the liberal way of there should be no billionaires, right? There should be none of these fucking people. Then why are you waiting until you die? Why are you waiting until you die to give up your money? Give your money up now.
That's the whole point. That's why.
But that's what I'm saying. They tell their base, "Oh, you guys got to vote Democrat. You got to vote this way. You got to be an ally with the gay community. You've got to be okay."
But why does Bill Gates give so much money to the Democratic Party? Millions of dollars. Why does he donate it to them?
Optics. Because all the people that care about their feelings, right? And the people who are like, oh, my fucking feelings, right?
Yeah.
I have to buy an Apple. Look how great Bill Gates is.
Of course it is.
I have to buy this because look how progressive this company is.
Yeah.
Right? It's all about
course
it's
it is.
all about the capitalism. They do not give half. If
No,
Bill
they
Gates,
don't.
if I walked up to Bill Gates and I was like, hey man,
I know they don't.
I'm dirt poor. I need $8,000 to get me through, and I'll be happy. And I voted for the guy you told me to. He'd look at me and go, fuck you.
Fuck you. Yeah, of course.
Well, actually, I probably wouldn't even be able to get within speaking distance of him, to be honest with you. But guess what? But you know what? The optics work. The optics keep him making money.
Of course.
Now, the people that they might choose to be the commissioner and all that other shit, right? That's your talking head. That's the guy that you want to be out there and say, yeah, we need to have Pride Night, where all the fucking teams, when they're warming up, wear rainbow fucking... The New York Knicks logo is rainbow, and the Utah Jazz logo is rainbow, and the New York Rangers logo is rainbow, right? Like, It's just for the practice. Well, if that really fucking mattered, why wouldn't they wear those during the game?
Right.
It's only the part that nobody sees, but guess what it does? Nobody watches the warm-ups. Nobody watches the practice.
No.
But guess what it does? When you go, oh, hey, the New York Rangers are warming up tonight, and they've got their logo is rainbow on their practice jerseys.
Yeah.
The gay community is like, look how much they care about us.
Yeah.
No, not really. Because if they gave a fuck, they would wear it through the game, and it would be all over.
Right.
Everything would be rainbow in the whole fucking place if they really gave a fuck. No.
Right.
They wanted to pacify you.
Right.
And they gave you the least amount of screen time possible. The part that nobody watches unless you're in the stadium waiting on the fucking game to start.
Yeah.
And guess what? You're sitting so far fucking away, you can't tell whether that logo is white or whether it's fucking rainbow stripes.
Right.
So that's how that is.
I'm
And
not-
none of them
and again-
none of them fucking care.
Again-
But guess what? But guess what they do? They pander and the fucking people fall for it.
And I understand that completely.
But at the same time, when you flip that coin, if you wanted, when you say there's no women, why isn't there already a woman in fucking a coaching spot? The reason is because it's going to take, all it takes is one. Now, if that one ends up being a fucking train wreck, then they go, well, you're probably not going to try that for another 20, 30 years.
It's just like, okay, it's a scheduling thing. It's a connectivity thing. I mean, it's deep, bro. It's not just the fact that a woman can't do it. Okay, here's a little snap into this. So 2 weeks ago, we went to go see the Panthers play, right? So we got to go and hang out on the sidelines, right behind the Steelers bench, and I actually. I went to the bathroom and Arthur came over, Arthur Smith, and said what up to the guys because Stephen and him went to school together at UNC. And anyways, so we were going to wait around until after the game because he's like, hey, I'll come out after we, get done with our meetings, or I don't know exactly what was said, but he was going to come back out and visit with us. Well, he didn't. And obviously it's a scheduling thing. Right, like as soon as the game, that they're so dialed in at those levels, it's like dialed. Everything is fucking boom. Meetings, this, go here. As soon as the game's done, we're fucking having our team meetings, having our coaches meetings, having our special teams meetings. Boom. Now we're all on the bus together. Boom. We get right onto the plane. Boom. We're back. Right. So it's like you have so many fucking tight windows, such a different level in those professional leagues. Everything is fucking to the minute. They don't miss a beat.
So what's the?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't no idea.
Saying a woman can't get on a bus, woman can't get on a plane.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying, dude, I know where you're going with this stuff. I can see what you're saying.
It's just a question. I'm gonna tell you something.
You. Here's the thing. It's been working. Why are we going to switch it? Why are we going to go again? We communication, bathroom breaks, team meetings, all this. I have no idea. I could imagine that's probably a play. I would imagine some of that plays a role, right? Like
yeah, but all right. So I'll give you a perfect example.
Or sorry, men have been misogynistic and are horrible pigs.
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that.
Centuries.
And I'm not saying that. But I'm saying like
that's the talk, right? That's the reason. The reason is because we'll flip the question around. What do you think the real reason is that women have not been head coaches to professional teams, professional men's teams, not women's, men's? What do you think the real reason is?
So like, for example, with baseball, there is no professional, unless you're talking about like Olympics, there's no professional women's softball.
Okay.
Professional hockey is pretty brand new, but guess what? Now you're starting to see women in like coaching, right? Okay. Now they're starting to come into the college ranks and stuff like that, but it's brand new, so it's going to take time. The WNBA is probably the oldest league of.
It's one of the most. It's like on the bottom tier of basketball.
When I'm talking about money, when I'm talking about but besides that, they're probably the oldest league around. That's probably why you have women just barely coming into that area now, and why they're coming in at basketball is because that's the oldest professional women's league when it comes to sports, right? Okay. But it's just like why black people didn't play in the MLB for the first 30 years. All it took was somebody to go, wow, that guy is really fucking good. So good that I don't give a shit that he's black.
Right.
I want him on my fucking team. And they went and they signed him. And guess what? They dealt with it. They dealt with the racism and all that other shit, right?
Right.
All it's going to take is somebody to go, wow, my team sucks so fucking bad.
Yeah.
I've had 20 goddamn coaches.
Yeah.
Nobody's worked. That's a champion right there.
Right, but what's the reason, do you think?
That's what I'm saying is there's no precedent there. All it takes is just like with baseball, right? You had the first manager of a minor league team that was a female was Rachel Balkovic she was in one of the Yankees farm systems.
Okay, but
now she's with somewhere else. But all it's
what about college basketball? Why isn't there? Where is there? In men's college basketball.
I don't know. Maybe
there's
probably a school somewhere. It might not be.
It's not
it might not be Division I or something. But I'm sure there is.
Okay. No,
But that's what I'm saying.
But why?
But
thousands
what I'm saying
of schools.
But what I'm saying is no matter what the fucking reasoning is, like if you're talking about scheduling, and I'm gonna tell you this firsthand, it is bewildering to me. Mary Rice has her schedule so locked in. Dude, she is incredible. If you told me that she cloned herself, I would believe you because that's how packed her schedule is.
Right.
She still has time for the kids. She does all the social media for Toyota. She's still home with Andy and her family.
Yeah.
She's at work every day.
Right.
She's going on trips that the dealership won. Dude, she is a fucking wizard.
Right.
When it comes to a schedule. That is peak. When you're talking about having a schedule dialed in and has an answer for everything.
Right.
Dude, she is top of the food chain with that. And that's no bullshit.
Yeah.
That is no bullshit.
Yeah.
That woman is incredible. And she's doing that in a male-dominated industry. The automotive industry is a male-dominated industry.
Yeah.
And, dude, she's got probably the most successful dealership in the local area.
Yeah.
Everywhere else might be run by men, but I'm going to tell you what. We have the busiest service department.
Right. But I'm talking NBA.
But I'm saying, like, if you're saying scheduling was
no.
Like
I'm saying like
it wouldn't work because
you said
of
the locker
schedules,
room, right? They might have meetings in there where dudes are laying around, their schlongs fucking hanging out, right? This is just the way they do things, and they're having
a head coach's job is maybe to rally everybody.
I don't know. I'm just speculating because I don't know the answer as to why. Why hasn't thousands of colleges done it? Why haven't? So how many NBA teams are there?
Let's talk about football. Here's how football works, right?
I mean, what about all the minor leagues in Canada, China, Germany? Why don't they have them?
But listen to what I'm saying. When you're talking about football, right? The defense practices by themselves until you do like drills where you're going like 11 on 11. The defense practices with the defense, and the offense practices with the offense. Actually, technically, the running backs train together. The quarterbacks all train together. They have their own fucking room. They have their own film room and all that. And guess what?
Yeah.
At the very end of the fucking week,
the
head coach comes in there and he goes, all right, guys, I drew up the fucking scheme.
Right.
Your defensive coordinators and your offensive coordinators have been giving it to you all week. Let's go put that shit into fucking work and let's go get this fucking win. That's all the head coach does.
So she could do that.
It's the same fucking way in the NBA.
Right.
You have a shooting coach
Right.
You have an offensive coach. You have a defensive coach. All you need is 5 minutes before those fucking doors open. You just need somebody to come in there and go, guys.
I'm not saying that they can't do it. I'm asking the question, why don't you think it is not? Is it, again, we're talking two people here. There is millions of people.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
That are in these leagues, right? Across the globe.
But that's what I'm saying. They didn't
Why,
take,
though?
But what I'm saying is you didn't have, when MLB started, right? And you had the MLB and you had the Negro leagues.
Right.
That's just the way it is, right? It didn't take 6 days for somebody to go, fuck, man, I got to get that black dude on my team.
Yeah.
It took 30, 40 years.
Sure.
Look at how long the WNBA has been around.
Yeah.
25, 30, 35 years maybe.
Yeah.
So it's just, you're now reaching that point. That's just progression. That's just how time progresses. That's just how it works.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
Now, look at hockey. Professional women's hockey's only been around for maybe 4 or 5 years.
Right. But it's not
So
you wouldn't think it was like a rights issue or nothing like that, right?
No.
Because that's been done with that.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is as time progresses, what precedent has showed you, what history has showed you, is there's that 25, 35-year process. So would I say that maybe you could probably, it would be fair to say, like, if right now Dawn Staley just came out and said, hey, I interviewed, that's a big moment for me. I would have I would have accepted the job if it was offered. Didn't get offered to me, but I just want to let everybody know. I want to let women know it's possible. I interviewed for a job in the NBA. I was going to be one of 30 coaches in the. I could have possibly been one of 30 coaches in the NBA, but I was one of 10 hires, and not only that, but I was interviewed for the biggest sports market. In the fucking country, right?
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Yeah,
even though it didn't work out, that's incredible, right?
Yeah.
So it's fair to say that if I was to guess, if I was to put a timetable on it, when do you think a woman would interview for a men's hockey head coaching job? Probably 20 to 25 years from now. But that's what I'm saying. It's because the league is 4 or 5 years old. It's professional. It's founded. It's there. It's brick and mortar, right?
Which hockey team are you talking about?
I'm just talking about in general.
In general,
there's the PWHL, Professional Women's Hockey League.
Okay. I didn't even know they had one.
Yeah, it's new.
Oh, it is new. Okay.
It's like I think it's like 4 or 5 years old, maybe.
Okay.
It might be younger than that.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is if I looked at history, like with the color barrier in baseball and Dawn Staley getting her interview today or yesterday, whatever, when that came out, they hired a coach a month ago, so it had to have been longer than that. But it's 25, 30 years. So that's what I'm saying. So like if I was to guess a time of when a female might interview for a professional men's hockey coaching job, probably be 2045.
Yeah.
Just going by history.
I think too, another thing that I was just thinking of is like, obviously too, I mean, NBA and WNBA is a really terrible example because they're like really the industry. They're not what they used to be. There's some statistics that Patrick Bet-Daly was talking about, and they're like the view numbers are down by like it's like ungodly low.
Nobody likes watching basketball anymore.
No, because it's gotten to be this.
It's so
fumble fuckery.
Unphysical. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So now, right. So now you enter a female coach. Not saying anything, just saying, right? I don't know. In my eyes, I think women are soft, loving people.
But you also got to think about it like this.
There's some badass women, but
you also got to think about it like
optics,
this. If your fucking numbers were struggling.
I know. I get that.
If your numbers are struggling,
then let the old man die and let somebody else buy the team so we can figure out what's going on.
Do you know how many
or they're just cursed forever and you just need to change the team.
Do you know how
change your team. Go be a Lakers fan. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Do you know how bad
you got big crybaby LeBron over
they're talking about, and we're talking about New York here because that's what I like. I like the New York teams, right?
Well, of course.
Do you know how bad I want James Dolan to sell the fucking Rangers to somebody with some fucking money,
right?
That's not scared to spend it. Do you want to know how bad I want him to sell the Knicks? Yeah. Do you know how bad I want fucking
the Giants
Hank Steinbrenner to sell the fucking Yankees because he's a cheap fuck, unlike his dad? You know how bad I want them to sell the fucking Yankees.
They do have the nicest spring training facility probably in the entire.
Yeah.
Oh,
But guess who paid for that? His fucking dad.
Steinberg.
Not the kid. The kid's a cheap fuck.
Oh, the
kid's like, oh,
yeah.
I don't know if I want to spend that much money.
I'm just saying.
George Steinbrenner
George
Steinbrenner spent ungodly money before it was cool to spend ungodly money.
Look at the numbers. Look at the stats. I don't know why. I guess I'm just really honestly, I'm not entirely against it. For me, I don't watch WNBA. I don't watch women's sports. It's not against them at all. At all. It's just not what I'm interested in, right? And I think that's okay. I don't have to like something or be interested in something because there's this new change or new fad or whatever. This is not what I'm interested in. There's guys out there that are interested in watching the WNBA, and that's totally okay.
I'm not one of them.
I'm not one of them, and I'm probably not one of them that's going to be like, I'm not going to be too thrilled at like a women's head coach of a baseball MLB baseball team or an NBA team, or I mean maybe NBA because it's I don't know, man. I'm not down with it. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucked up. I don't know, but I'm just not. It's just not my cup of tea. Yeah. But if we're trying to like play schematics on, okay, we'll look at I'll go off data and evidence, and it's thousands of years of none of it, and now all of a sudden it's like.
Well,
in 25, 30 years, is it really going to be changed? Well, okay, so since the beginning of time, I get it. We can go back to time, things have changed and all that stuff.
Baseball's only 100 and something years old.
Right, but I'm saying like...
The NFL is 50 years old. Actually, you actually put a fucking actual number on it because...
But there's there's men's sports and there's women's sports. And, you're dealing with the highest of the highest level of athletes in men's sports. They are the highest level of athletes for that particular sport. There's, these guys are flying. What women are dunking that, flying through the air and doing fucking all these dunks that women can't do that. What kind of numbers are being put up at a 3-point range? Like this is just way advanced stuff, right? I mean, and so it's like,
I mean, you've also got you've got that too, but then you've got like.
They're not on the same level of athletes.
But I'm saying...
For women, they are. They're the elite of the women, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying like that... I'm not saying put a woman out there to play against men. I'm saying if you want one... I'm just trying to figure out how... There's not one that can't lead one.
No. I'm not... In that area, right? The highest level of... You're talking lots of money on the fucking line, dude. You know what I mean? Billions of dollars, not millions, billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars.
What I'm saying is there's plenty of teams that pay billions and billions and billions of dollars, and they suck year after year after year after year after. Look at the Marlins. Trash.
Marlins are trash.
Always will be.
And
look at the Oakland Athletics. They're getting Vegas money. Still trash.
Well, hopefully they'll get over there soon to change that,
Look at...
You look at the teams that like
look at the Cleveland Browns.
Look at Alabama.
Look at the Cleveland Browns.
Alabama is
trash.
One of the best college football teams known to mankind. Really, I mean, they were like the best of the best, right? But like, they're not near a big, massive city. They don't have all these distractions. They don't have, you know what I mean? It's fucking.
Well, they suck now.
Well, but yeah, Nick Saban was a beast, but it's like,
But that's,
look at all the cities that are not extremely distracted that win all these like championships. Well, I guess New York wins a lot of them. So I guess that's like a bad example.
New York hasn't won the last team in New York to win a championship was
nobody wants to live there anymore.
The fucking
everybody's
Yankees
moving from up there to here.
2009. So no,
yeah. Which they were the most dominant team forever.
Well, I mean, they still are, but
I mean, Jesus Christ, the Yankees are like.
It'll take teams. The Yankees could stop playing baseball, and the next closest team would have to win the World Series 12 times in a fucking row or something like that to even tie. So, I don't know.
It's because I got girls.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, right, dude. I hope Lily becomes the first president of the United States.
I'm gonna have fucking Logan whooping dudes' asses.
That's fine. I would love to see it because she probably will. Knowing what you're going to do to him, You're gonna have him in MMA and fucking wrestling and.
I'm ever shooting shit, but
that's the best defense.
Yeah, man. Fuck all that.
My last
fuck
question,
all that sweat.
My last question for the night. That was a great conversation because I don't know. I don't know the answer. I'm just who I am. And I believe in what I believe in.
That's fair.
Change me. We'll see. I might change. You never know.
Yeah.
I'm not up.
All I'm saying is it's gonna. It just takes.
It probably will change.
It just takes one, and it just takes one being successful, and then it's gonna open the floodgates.
I guarantee you, there's probably a high probability that will happen in this generation for sure.
I'm sure
it's not gonna happen in the 1980s, 70s, 80s. No. Now, yes. Last question.
What's that?
Tim Kennedy. We wanted to talk about this,
dude.
Real quickly.
For a guy that had no reason, zero fucking reason to lie about anything, that dude is badass. That's a fact. He learned under Shrek. UFC fighter. Heavyweight, he's heavyweight, right? No, he was light. Was he light heavyweight?
Yeah.
Light heavyweight contender for the championship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No reason to lie about anything. Has done incredible shit.
Right.
Actually, even if you say that, like Anti-Hero says, he only actually deployed twice.
Right.
Guess what? He still went twice.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, bro, all it's going to take is one time for somebody to call fucking Brent or whoever, any of those guys, the Valhalla FT or whatever, whoever the fuck that dude is,
Oh, he's
all he's doing is blowing Anti-Hero.
No, yeah.
He sucked them off until
Yeah.
they said, oh, yeah, buddy, we're going to start promoting your shit. And that's what got him there. And guess
Yeah.
what? Nobody gave a fuck about any of them until they called Tim out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yeah, the dude for somebody who had no reason to lie, but did anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's probably an ego thing, probably a narcissism thing, maybe.
Yeah.
But just make sure your corner's clean, man. That's it. Because all it's going to take is imagine the day somebody goes, hey, you know what? Tim did apologize. It may not have been how you wanted it.
Right.
But he apologized. He did it his way.
Yeah.
I know some shit about you, though, motherfucker.
Right.
So let's put your shit out there.
Right.
Then what? What do you want them to do?
Well, here's the thing.
What do you want? Well, here's the question. Here's what I would ask Anti-Hero. What the fuck do you want? Because you already got what you wanted. You were making fucking nothing until you called out Tim.
No.
That's why you won't stop calling out Tim.
No, in fact.
Because you need more material to keep making fucking money off Tim.
Yeah.
And they'll probably write a book.
Yeah.
They talk shit about his book. They'll probably write a book making up some fucking bullshit about how they did some fucking massive investigation. Yeah. And, this is how we did our interviews, and this is how we did shit, and this is how we did that. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, too.
For context, real quickly, so people know who are watching this, Tim Kennedy claimed to have a Bronze Star with a V device, and that is a big lie. He did get a Bronze Star, however, he did not get a V device. That means with Valor.
Yeah.
And that to the Special Forces community, I have never served. I don't really speak for that community, but to that community, it is like extremely highly disrespectful. Tim was lied about it in his book. He lied about a bunch of incidences. And, he's tried to backtrack a lot of stuff. But then he came out a couple different times and has apologized for it. And I will agree with what Anti-Hero did because it is bullshit. And if you're in that community, you need to protect it and back it. But, however, it's gotten to the point now where, it's like they're just trying to reap as much benefits out of this conversation. Because I think what happens is that people get addicted to the numbers and collecting
their issue.
Views on social media.
Not even just that.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with that too. But
their
it's like,
problem is
this is what they don't like the way he apologized, right?
Whatever.
This is bullshit, fake, whatever. What they want is they want him to literally come on the podcast, sit down with him and be like, look straight into the fucking camera and be like, I lied about everything. I never fucking had fucking a V device, and I apologize to everybody.
So,
I will return your money for every book that you guys fucking bought.
No, here's where I would.
And I'm like,
here's what I would say, right? If your issue is, because they said,
should a crackhead go back and pay all of his fucking debts off to his crack dealers?
They talk about it all the time
when they get clean.
Yeah, you're fucking no. But here's my issue, right? You said that your issue is how many millions of dollars Tim made off a lie. If that's truly your issue, you're making money off Tim's. You're making money off Tim's lies. So right. Tell YouTube to demonetize every fucking episode you did about Tim.
Right.
Tell whoever is fucking now hiring you to come talk to people and give speeches. Yeah, you don't have to pay me because I made my name off of fucking Tim's lies. Yeah. So if it all comes down from Tim lying,
right.
Tim lying made you a fuck ton of money too.
Right.
So shut the fuck up.
Right.
That's my thought process on it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna fucking,
it's annoying. It's getting to the point.
Pot, it's the all pot it is. It's the pot calling. The
I would watch
boy.
him, and I loved watching him. You know, and like I remember going back, and I just, you know, I went back and looked at like their views. It was like nothing. Tim Kenny episode off to the races.
Well, not only that, but what have they been doing? So if you look at any of the other episodes that have been around it, right? They keep teasing, and because it keeps people coming back. But they're like, ooh, just wait. We're about to do an episode on Tim. On Tim, what Tim really did during the Afghanistan withdrawal.
Yeah.
Well, how can Tim lie about the Afghanistan withdrawal if there's fucking like actual government agencies that helped coordinate him getting fucking flights and planes and all that?
Yeah.
So they keep teasing, oh, you just wait until we talk about what he did in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
To get them out. Oh, yeah, you just wait until we... Okay, bitch, I've been waiting the last 6 episodes. Where's it at? Nope. But I'm telling you what, they're making that fucking money. Yeah. They're making that fucking money. Yeah. But dude, it's just like it's just like we were talking about the other day. What's that fucking fat cop doing on there?
Yeah.
Shut up, bitch.
He's so
same thing.
I liked him. I liked those guys. I was really into.
I'm gonna tell you what they should do.
This
is how it should go.
I've even reached out to them to even be like, hey man, love what y'all are doing. Subscribe to my new podcast, all this stuff. And then I'm like, oh no, like you guys are just dragging this on and on and on and on. And it's like,
you know what I want to see?
I'm like, you already know what I want to see.
If he's such a fucking badass,
I want to see fucking Tim get in the fucking room. Not Brett. I like Brett. I actually like him. But I want to see Tyler's fat ass, and I want to see fucking Tim getting in. Let's just go old school with this. Let's see.
Or fucking and the dude from Valhalla, the Valhalla VFT guy, right?
Yeah, I like him.
Fuck him too. Because here's my thing, right? Here's what I want to say, right?
Podcast wars, bitch.
Here's what I would say, right? If you want to,
he's so pathetic
to make whatever fucking you want Tim to do, fight for it.
Yeah,
get in the fucking ring with him. Beat his ass.
Do it.
And then when he's like, and then you say, Tim goes, all right, you win. I do whatever you want. I win. You do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I win. You remove all those fucking episodes talking shit. You win. I'll come on your podcast. I'll look everybody in the fucking eye and tell you whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm gonna tell you what.
Yeah.
If Tim put that down there and said, "Hey, what do you want me to do?" and they said this, and he goes, "That's it. All right, deal. Let's go hand to hand over it."
No, it's dead.
No one's fucking. They're gonna be like,
none of them.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
So,
and I am definitely not. You know, I don't agree with fucking Tim's goofy ass ways of making money and doing all this. But I'll be honest. I mean, I don't think he's like a bad dude, bro. He's like, you know what I mean? Like he's a good father. As it looks, he looks like he seems like a fucking decent human being.
My thing is this, right? With the community that you have, the veteran community, especially the special operations guys. Those guys are incredible. They're the fucking cream. They're the cream of the crop.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
But if Tim can lie and make that money off of it, don't you think Anti-Hero is doing the exact opposite of what their goal is? If the goal is to help the veteran community, take that up with Tim. Hey, stop pushing the bullshit. Next time somebody asks you about something, say, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah,
but bring it up. But bring it up to Tim personally,
right?
Because here's what's going to happen,
they
right?
They wouldn't have a channel.
Well, here's the question. They wouldn't have a channel. But here's the issue with that, right? You call out Tim. Tim is the most well-known because he went into the UFC and he did all that, right? He became the household name for special operations because of what he did in the octagon and all that, right? That's what got him on there.
Yeah.
You know, that's what got him on the shows on Spike TV about guns and all that other shit, where he did, what did he do? Deadliest Warrior and all that shit, right? But that's what got Tim there.
Right.
Okay. So if Tim, who's the top when it comes to making money off that shit, can make money, don't you think people are going to look at Shrek now and go, oh, so he's a fucking liar? If Tim can lie, Shrek can lie. If Tim can lie, Matt Best can lie. If Tim can lie, Evan Hafer can lie. I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying they are.
Right.
But I'm saying to people who have never done it, people who don't know those guys,
Yeah.
that's what they're going to think. Oh, if the top dude is lying,
Yeah.
then these little guys got to be lying too.
Yeah.
So is Anti-Hero doing exactly the opposite of what they want, where they're saying we need to protect and safeguard the special operations community? Really, all you're doing? Because Anti-Hero clearly means we're just only going to call people out on their bullshit.
Well, if they, I would have thought they would have.
Now you're talking about you're destroying the way that these people, like when you talk about a special operator,
Yeah.
dude, what other fucking job can you get out there besides what they're doing? All you did for 15 to 20 years is fucking go on missions where you had a job to kill somebody.
Yeah.
You can't go into somewhere and be like, hey, I should be a CEO. Okay, why? Well, I spent the last 15 years hunting down terrorists.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you know about running a fucking cereal company? I don't. But I did this.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, get the fuck out of here. But when you go, hey, I should make 150 grand per session of speaking in front of somebody about leadership because I've led men before.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or I've done this, or I've done that, or I've done, you know what I'm saying? That is where they're going to make their money because that's what they're able to talk about. They can say, oh, hey, when you say, hey, I need to rally my fucking Fortune 500 company, I'm going to pay you fucking 250 grand to come out here and talk to my 6,000 employees in a fucking auditorium, right? It's because he's led men into the fucking, into some of the most dangerous situations, right? Now, I'm not saying the serial game is dangerous, but I'm saying when it talks about leadership and you need to drive people and you need to get the morale up and you need to get the shit going, you call in somebody who's done some of the wildest shit on the fucking planet.
It's literally become a bashing podcast, and like, it's just gotten to the point where you're beating. It's you know, I think one of them said on one of their episodes, like they're just going to keep going until he does something, or so, in the context. But it's like, you know, it's gotten to the point where we're like, I'm a fucking fan, okay, of the channel, okay? I like what you're doing, but now I'm not really a fan because I don't really like what you're doing. Yeah. Like, it's kind of gross. Like, people, I guess that's what people like. I guess people love, you know, at this point, they're trying to make money, bro. Like, it's like, yeah. Or maybe, bro, I don't know, maybe.
What did Tim?
It's so bad. Maybe it's considered murder. I don't know. Is it? Is it considered murder in the special forces community? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's literally. Is it pedophilia? Are they considering it pedophilia to that degree?
He's literally still in a special operations.
I don't understand.
He's still in.
I just don't get why these guys are taking it to such a level. The only other thing I can think of, like Brandon Schaub said, is, you know, these guys are literally just trying to make money off you. Like, I think that's literally all that's happening. No, but at this point, it's like, okay, I don't, you know, at first I loved it. I bought it. I agree with it. There's evidence that shows it. So therefore, I'm about data. I like evidence.
I agree.
And
100%.
I agree. Fucked up thing, piece of shit move. However, now it's like, you're continuing. Now we're like, bro, stop making, do a different story. I want to know about.
You're doing what you say he did.
You're doing it. It's
just for the monetary.
It's more.
Tim did all this for monetary.
Like, why don't you have bigger names out there coming on your podcast? You know, Evan
Just like
Hafer's
they were
not
like,
coming on.
no.
Shrek's not going to come on.
Well, that's
These
just
guys
like-
aren't.
but that's
Jocko's
just-
not coming
but
on.
That's what they said.
These
Well,
guys
no, they
aren't gonna
didn't.
come
Well,
on.
Jocko won't come on because they did a whole thing on Jocko.
Yeah,
but
they're
that's
just
what I'm-
trashing these guys.
But that's what I'm
bro.
saying. It's like they're like, oh,
Like, fuck me, bro.
I think Shrek should apologize too because
Yeah,
he
they're
he talked so great about.
I don't
Tim.
know. Maybe I don't know. Once,
Shut the fuck. But that's my thing. It's like, dude,
It's
what are you
annoying.
so mad about?
Tyler,
Are you
just
so
shut the
are you
fuck
so
up.
mad
He
that
annoys me.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you're a city
He's
cop.
so fucking
You're a city
annoying.
cop, dude. Get
God,
fucked.
dude.
But that's what I'm saying.
You're so bad. You're such a bad dude. Oh God, you're so bad. You're such a bad man.
Yeah. Thank God for
You're
you,
a
Brent.
badass, bro. God.
Yeah, thank you, Brent. Fuck you.
I like Brent, but I
that's-
mean, his partners is fucking that guy's.
But that's my
a
thing.
corn nut,
No,
dude.
it's the same thing, man. It's Tim Kennedy made all these monies off his lies, but don't worry, I'm gonna make sure I make my money off his lies too.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
because no one's allowed to change.
No.
You're not allowed to change. You cannot do anything wrong in life. You have to be a perfect person. And, you're doing exactly what the fuck he did. Made money off of your squadron or whatever, bro.
Well,
you're literally making money off your squadron talking about this. So you're doing the same fucking thing, you moron. Of course they see it.
Well, not only that.
Why?
But not only that,
What
but
do you
it's
mean?
like-
Of course they see it. They see it. They know. They're looking at these views. Are like 500,000, 1.5 million, and fucking YouTube's going ching, 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 ching.
No, but
viewers.
and that's what I'm saying though. Is it's like
I'm doing it right now, motherfuckers.
No, but
we're
what
talking about it, and maybe we'll get a fucking click or two.
no, but what I'm saying
Maybe it'll
too-
get back to him. I don't know.
What I'm saying too is it's like so.
Are you really helping people, or are you not? And in their case,
Well, that's what I'm
I don't
saying.
think they are.
It's like, you also said you were going to bring on everybody that's ever been in his units to talk about the lies too.
They wouldn't come on.
And you found 2 or 3. Okay, you could go. Like I said, I made it very clear. I did nothing spectacular in my fucking life. There's nothing about me that is anything unordinary. I'm just a normal fucking dude. But I'm going to tell you what. You could probably find 2 or 3 people that fucking hate me enough to say something negative about me. You know what I'm saying? And it's probably people I interact with on a daily basis.
It's life,
You could probably
dude.
find 2 or 3 people at work that fucking hate me enough to go, oh, yeah, man, fuck that dude. What do you want me to say about him? I'll come on your fucking podcast that's going to make you fucking however many millions of dollars and you throw me 10, 20 grand, right? What do you want me to say? I'll agree with everything you fucking say.
Yeah.
Because guess what? I'm a poor bitch that hasn't made a single fucking dollar off my life.
It's a boring story.
But that's what I'm saying is the shit with Tim. You found 2 or 3 guys that probably don't do fucking dick with their life except go home, drink every day, and say, "Oh man, I fucking killed a guy in Afghanistan one time. I was in Tim's group, and he's a liar." Here, now pay me my 20 or 30 grand. I'll get on down the road. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly how they found their 2 or 3 fucking dudes. I guarantee it.
I don't know. All I know is it's gotten to the
Because I'm going
point
to tell
where
you what,
it's
none of
annoying.
the, I get it that people pulled sponsorships, but what is that for? That's for the capitalism. That's to pander to the people who now are like, oh, well, if you have fucking Tim on there, I follow Anti-Hero. If you have fucking Tim if you sponsor Tim, I'm not drinking Black Rifle anymore. I'm going to go drink fucking Death Dealer coffee or whatever the fuck that other shit is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No. I mean, and
So
the
easiest thing to do is just
the thing
go,
of the
fuck
V
it.
device is that people.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Yeah, because I mean, people died for these kinds of things, bro. Like there was.
And I'm not saying
we're
it's
not
not.
saying it. It is definitely fucked up. But
But I'm saying the dude had no reason
when
to
you're
lie.
a fan of something,
Yeah.
and you like what people are doing, and you appreciate the information, but when you go too far and you're beating it up, and you're causing more of an issue, and you're starting to piss off people. And I guarantee I'm not the only one that feels this way. There's probably plenty of other people that are like, all right, this is fucking crazy, bro. Like, just stop, bro. Like, come up with some other stories, man.
Yeah, find somebody else.
Like, why are you, you know what I mean?
Find
Like, yeah,
somebody else
please,
that lied
please
about
call these guys out. I'm not saying don't, but like, let's call it out and let's be like, hey, let's get to a solution here.
problem
of course, no one's going to listen to a solution. Negativity produces more in an algorithm on YouTube than it does anywhere else. So of course they're going to fucking keep chomping the bit, bro. That's just what the algorithm does. People love negative shit. Naturally, as human beings, we start off negative, you know. So it's just, you know, I get what they're doing. It sucks, you know. It's just a conversation we had the other day. I was like, man, we got to talk about that on the podcast. And yeah, we'll probably get some views off of this. Of course, it's a relevant story. I'm okay with it. It'd be nice if our channel kind of booms a little bit. That'd be cool. But anyways, look, let's wrap this up. It's getting late. We have to go to work tomorrow.
Thank you for having me.
Love you, bro. You're the man.